Hey guys, hello. I know. I did not come on today. I've been pretty busy and trying to get some stuff together because tomorrow I have a meeting with the attorney that's representing the group of us in the YSL case. Now that they have the jurors seated, they have sworn in. So opening argument starts on the 27th for the YSL. And tomorrow I'm meeting with an attorney that is going to represent us on Tuesday. So I've been busy doing other things. That's why I did not come on to you with you guys. But I got some things I want to talk to you guys about. I know I'm like a teacher, you know what I'm saying? My dream job when I was little was to be a teacher. So when I come with to you guys with information, it's like trying to be a teacher, trying to live my dream of being a teacher. Okay. So just bear with me. Just indulge me for a minute while I play school. That sounds good. I play school. I'm the teacher. You guys are the student. So anybody comes in late, we will not repeat it. Hey Lily, we will not repeat it. Come to class on time, and so we can move forward with the class. Got it, guys? Okay. All right. But I wanted to bring some stuff to you guys' attention, some stuff that I learned, some stuff that I was digging and asking questions about. And I wanted to give you guys some like insight of what is expected at the next bond hearing. Okay. The next bond hearing. I had a chance to ask some questions, and I'm gonna just enlighten you guys a little bit. What I'm gonna do is play a clipping of of an interview for the DA Fannie Willis. She had a sit down with one of the news broadcasters, and they were discussing some of the issues in regarding to, you know, um, uh, inmates, well, individuals who have been charged with different charges and not indicted, and she's going to explain some of the process. Okay. Hello everybody. Let me not be rude. Let me speak to the folks in the chat. Let me do hold on a second. Hold on. Hey Aretha. Hello. Hold on. Okay, go up. Okay, go up. Go up. Okay. Hey, lipstick, Lily. You were first. Hey, Lily. Hey, Black Beauty. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, West Side. West Side. Hey, Annette. Hey, Juanette. Annette and Juanette right next to each other. Okay, Johnny is in the house. Hello, Aretha again. Hey, Mom's the boss. Hey, Lisa T. Hey, Julia. Hey, Cappuccino. Latte. Hello. Hello, KK Bonita. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Kia. Okay. Hello, Lysandra. Hello, everybody. All right. So I just want to say hello to those in the chat. But let me go ahead on and play this. I do not own the rights. This is for educational purposes only. Good evening, Teresa. Hold on a second. Let me do my little um disclaimer right here. Hold on. And the disclaimer states, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Law Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose of criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. So, what we're doing now is we're going to go and discuss some of the things. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Ingram. Um, you guys know I mess up your name, right? Kathleen. Okay, I hope I got your name right. But I'm going to explain to you some of the things that from Fonnie Willis's statement in her interview, and it's going to give you a little breakdown of what to expect
under the bus.
on the next hearing, bond hearing for Ernest Williams Jr. Okay, so let's do it. All right, so here we go. And this is Fonnie's interview with Atlanta First News First, whatever. Okay, hold on. Let me play. This is him. This is a young man interviewing her, and we're just gonna talk about this for a second. And then next, I'm gonna do a shout out to L Lovelace because she did a video earlier today, and I wanted to address it because some of the stuff was talked in that video. I brought that stuff to you guys' attention and some of the charges that Mr. Williams had. Okay. Hey, Lady G. Hey, Blessed Flow for Life. Okay, guys. All right, this is Fonnie Willis interview. Okay.
90 days. But
hold on. I gotta go back because you need to hear that one. That's the important part. When she's talking about 90 days, that they're supposed to have an indictment within 90 days of being charged. Okay. All right, here we go.
Were unindicted. 60 of them have been there more than a year. And he said, quote, throw out some numbers to you, and I'd love to get your reaction to. According to Fulton County Court Administration, through a public records request, there were about 1,232 individuals at the jail as of August of this year who had not been indicted. Commissioner Ellis just 2 days ago talked about the unindicted.
Okay, see, now this is what we're talking about because right now, currently, Ernest William is considered one of the unindicted inmates right now. He's unindicted because the two indictment ones was thrown out. So the unindicted is what we're talking about. Every case that he currently has is considered unindicted charges, meaning they have not gone to the grand jury, they have not gathered up enough information, enough evidence to indict, to bring it to the jury to indict, okay, the grand jury to indict, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and play this for you.
The jail, and he referenced 521 inmates at the jail that have been there more than 90 days who are unindicted. 60 of them have been there more than a year. And he said, quote, if that's not pretty disturbing data, I don't know what is. What's your reaction to that? That Commissioner Ellis is not a supporter of criminal justice, is ignorant, doesn't know what he's talking about most days, and is...
To me, y'all, that is a very, very combative answer. It's more of like trying to be defensive of the question instead of answering the question of why is it so many people that are not indicted that are still in the system, and they're trying to find why is it not moving forward, because according to her, 90 days without a bond is unacceptable. 90 days of charge and not indicted is unacceptable. So they're saying that after 90 days, they're supposed to be guaranteed a bond. Okay. I'm gonna not talk through it. You just go ahead and listen. I was just trying to do, so I don't get any copyright thing, but go ahead. I'm gonna listen. Yeah, it was inappropriate, wasn't it? Because she's talking about him being ignorant and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of very defensive, I think. I think it's very defensive. Okay, hold on. Let me just play this and you guys can listen, okay? Hold on.
Just not really trying to make himself informed of the issues or the progress. That would be my reaction to that statement. People have to be realistic about what was here when we arrived, what the crime rates were just post-pandemic.
Okay, gotta remember, listen to this. She's talking about stuff that was there before they arrived, okay? They arrived in 2021. What year is this right now? What is the year that we're in? Class, what is the year that we're in? And she's talking about something that happened prior to her coming in. You remember, once you take that position to that office, Everything that's happening is your fault currently. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you guys. 2023, that's what we're in. So everything that is happening right now, it's your fault. You're responsible for it. You can't go back and say, oh, it's the old regime that was in here. No, lady, it's your responsibility. You have to answer these questions. You're responsible with whatever's going wrong. You are responsible for it. Okay? Oh, you're right. Let's pray. Have Father God, thank you. Thank you so much for our gathering. Help us to get understanding, knowledge. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. Thank you, blessed, for saying pray. So I just had to do a short prayer. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing this.
And then realistic about the resources it will take to deal with the issues. And so typically I don't rely that heavily on the data they give. I do get data from the clerk, as you have done, to make sure that we're always accurate on what the data is, how we're moving forward, and what the progress is. But that would be my general reaction. I hope we're going to talk about it in more detail, though.
So what is the accurate number? Is according to the court administration, it's 1,200.
So the last time that I looked at the data, it was right around 1,200 for unindicted defendants in jail. About 800 of those defendants were 90 days or less, right? So that would put you at about 400 doing basic math that are more than 90 days. But first of all, you have to understand what's the relevance of that. There's not relevance to that in terms of they want to give you a false narrative. And the false narrative they want to give you is that if someone is unindicted, that means they don't have access to bond or to freedom. That's not correct. And so we have to deal with that. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? The commissioners have tried to paint this picture that somehow incarceration and indictment tie hand in hand, and they don't. The only thing 90 days does is says by law, at 90 days, if one is not indicted, they're entitled to a bond.
Did you hear that? At 90 days, if one is not indicted, they are entitled to a bond. Did you hear that, right? It didn't say based on what kind of case or what kind of crime they have committed. It says that they are entitled to a bond. Can y'all repeat that after me? The law states that upon 90 days, if an individual that has been charged, if they are incarcerated, they are entitled to a bond by what? How many days, y'all? You say I can't? What do you mean I can't, bless? They are entitled to a bond. How many days? After what night? How many days? Come on, class. 90 days. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, get a prize. I'm just joking. Thank you, Nikia. They are entitled to a bond after 90 days. So, guys, do you think Mr. Ernest, for the charges that he's coming back for, that was lowered before, he got a bond now. He did get a bond. It was not a lot. I mean, it was not little. That's what I meant to say. It was not little. It was what? 800,000. Yeah, you missed a little. I did a little short prayer. It was 800. It's 800,000 because this is his third time coming. The first time he got zero bond. Second time, which was in June, he got $800,000 bond. And then now, as of the 13th, he's coming back again. He's asking for his bond to be lowered. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Give me some answers. What do you think is going to happen? No, he's not going to get off. We still got he got a couple of. Okay, I'm going to play something for you guys. They're probably gonna lower it. Thank you, Spitting Fire. How much? I don't know if it's gonna be that much because it is a serious crime. It is a serious crime that he's charged with, and they're still gonna give consideration to his history and all that kind of stuff. But they are going to lower. It might be lowered $1. It's still gonna be lowered. Hey, Ingram, no, he's not getting out because remember, Real Bougie played its bond hearing from. Yeah, that's the one I was gonna play that. Vicky, I was gonna play that. I was gonna play that one. Um, I was gonna play that one as well. So he got a bond. It's not court's fault that he couldn't pay. No, but they said, remember to love me. They said with bonds supposed to be reasonable. Do you think 800,000 is reasonable? At the time when they originally did it, he had his spouse with him, and they did say that he was financially able to pay it because remember they had somebody who was willing to pay the bond for him. Remember that conversation? But circumstances has changed now. So his attorney is going to talk about the circumstances which has changed, which caused him to not be able to afford an $800,000 bond. You're right, Johnny. Johnny just said it. Johnny said it may be lower, but still more than he can afford to pay. For his 1,000 charges, it's reasonable. Okay, Miss H. You are too much. I can't say that. I pray that he is entitled to a bond. I want them to throw the book. You know what? You guys are too much. Allegedly or not. Sorry. Not sorry. Just being real. Okay, okay. I don't it don't matter it is what is I'm sorry, I'm getting messed up here. What is Shirley gonna pay it? Sad. I don't know. I can't say she's gonna pay. I don't know. Doesn't he still have a case that carries no bond? Yes, he does, KK. Yes, he does. Vicky says they'll eliminate all of his earning opportunity and have to make it reasonable after all this time. Although we dislike it, he still deserves a fair bond. He needs to be on a teeter. Yeah. There are a lot of people in jail that can't afford their bond. Yeah, and that's why. Okay, let me finish playing this. This is gonna explain a lot of the question you just said. Hold on, yeah. Let me play this. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play it for you guys. Okay, dog. Here we go.
So it's really counterintuitive, the argument that they're making in general. You have to deal with what it was when we got here. We got here on January the 1st of 2021. When we got here on January the 1st of 2021, there were more than 18,000 cases unindicted. More than 18,000. Very well documented. Don't have to rely on me.
Hey, y'all, they're going to mention the guy that he was in jail for 4 years and he was found not guilty. He's gonna mention that. And this is the attorney that worked on his case was a public defender. That's the one I told you I'm gonna end up doing his interview, but I just gotta find his card. I don't know where I put his card. I gotta find it. I got a lot of interviews coming up for you guys. Okay, so and this is gonna help us understand some of the legal system at Fulton County. Hold on. I'm gonna finish playing this. Hold on.
Can rely on the clerk for that particular number. That's January 1st of 2021, 18,000 cases unindicted. Those cases went back to the year of 2012, really. But even if you dealt with back to 2014, because that's the number that they have the data is active today, 2014 to 2021. So you had unindicted cases going back for 7 years not dealt with.
Can I ask you a question? Why is she talking about what happened in 2014, which has nothing to do with the question they're asking her at hand? Why are we dealing with the past? Could we just deal with what's going on? They ask you why there's 1,200 people that has not been indicted, why they don't, what's going on with that? Why is she going back talking about what happened in 2014 when it was not her, she was not in position? Why? Why? It's like, it's like you somebody catch you doing something wrong, right? And you go say, "Oh, Johnny did this yesterday." We're not talking about Johnny. We're talking about you. Johnny ain't got nothing to do with what's going on now. We're talking about you. What is happening with your cases? Why do you have unindicted inmates and people who's been in the system this long? What are you doing about it? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about Johnny. We're talking about you. Okay, hold on.
Some of it was caused by the pandemic, right? In 2020, cases could not be indicted. There was no grand jury here, although there could have been investigations done. They weren't. Really, the ship was just abandoned in 2020. Since that historical time, we have cut the backlog by about 5,000 cases.
Now, okay, so she's saying the backlog on the old cases is why she still got the 12 whatever. She was taking care of the old stuff first, and so she could. Okay, that's what she's saying. Okay, she's saying she don't want to answer what's going on right now. She's saying the reason basically that I did not. She should have said the reason I'm not getting to it is because I'm taking care of all of old stuff. No, she started off saying, well, Johnny did this, didn't do this, and I had to clean up behind Johnny, and now I'm behind in doing my work because I've been doing Johnny's work all this time. That's what's basically she's saying right now. Okay. All right, here we go.
I want you to think that means we only did those 18,000 cases. The first number I want you to...
So I want to make sure the 18,000 you're talking about is, as of last year, it was unindicted, 18,000 unindicted.
So let's make sure we're talking. Sure, yeah. So we get here January 1st, 2021. So from January, from 2014 to January the 1st of 2021, 18,000 unindicted. So December 31st, 2020, we'll say, right? Okay. So from 2014 to 2020, in excess of 18,000 cases unindicted. That had occurred over that 6-7 year period, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, December 31st of 2020. As you sit here right now, there are none of those cases unindicted. Zero. So that entire backlog was cleared. It was cleared either by indicting a case, accusing a case, or declining a case for want of prosecution, for there not being enough evidence. The other thing is, in the old administration, they would take whatever the police faxed over and they would simply indict. There was no investigation did. We changed completely the way we did business.
Okay, wait. Okay, she's saying the way they used to do it, right? Whatever the police did, they just go ahead on and indict the people right away. That's what she's saying to me. See, now she's going to look things over, make sure all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and that's when they're going to bring on an indict. But meanwhile, those people still in jail, overpopulated jail, and now why she going to start talking about the jail condition and stuff like that? You falling asleep? Good night, Lily. All right, here we go.
Prior to someone being indicted, we had to actually have the evidence. That sounds novice to people, but they were not doing that. So a drug case could get indicted and you didn't have a drug lab to prove the drugs that the police had alleged. Anyone could be indicted of anything just based on a fact statement. That no longer happens. All 18,000 of those cases were cleared.
So all those 18,000 were cleared, but there's still 12,000.
Well, we need to talk about the real numbers, okay? Then you have all of the cases that happened in 21, all of the cases that happened in 22, and all of the cases that happened in 23. So we have historically cleared that out while cutting the overall backlog down to, and we're at about 11.7 right now of cases unindicted. Now you asked me about cases in the jail, which is 1,200 cases in the jail, give or take a number. 800 of them are within the last 90 days. The rest are more than 90 days. Sometimes cases take more investigation than others. Sometimes we have not had all of the resources we needed to.
So I guess this is the reason why Ernest Williams has not been indicted, because they have to do a lot of investigation on his case in order for them to give him an indictment. So that's what I'm hearing. But the other one, the one that they dropped, they indicted, but they still didn't get all the information. They end up dropping that. The two that they dropped. Remember the one I talked about the other day? Those are, they were not, just like she's saying, they throw it out, but then they did it, I guess, where they can bring it back. I'm gonna let y'all listen to something else. Dang, late to the party. Oh, Devin, you late. Hold on.
Actually get to the case.
How many did you say were within the past 90 days? I'm sorry.
About 800.
About 800.
Right, just shy. I just counted it about 2 days ago.
Okay. The numbers that the commission reported on just yesterday were there were 521 90 days plus, 60 waiting more than a year.
So their numbers are wrong. As we sit here today, I can't speak of August, the numbers that they gave you, but what I'm telling you is I have reports pulled regularly, and as I pulled the report, I hand counted how many of these are less than 90 days, and we were just shy of 800.
Do you have any that have been waiting longer than 90 days?
Absolutely. If you do the math, if you say there's 800 that are 90 days, you certainly have some that are over 90 days, yes.
Any longer than a year?
There probably were a couple that were longer than a year, yes. A smaller number, of course, a smaller subset, but yes.
Let's switch gears and table the unindicted for a second, and let's talk about just individuals in the jail that have been waiting for their trial date, waiting for their day in court. According to the numbers that the sheriff provided me just last week, there were 19 people that have been in the jail 5 years or longer.
Did you hear that? There are some that has been in the jail 5 years or longer that have not been, nothing has been done to their case. They haven't gone to trial or anything. 5 years or longer, y'all. That is, whoa. That means like even if they found guilty, they already served their time for that offense, unless it's murder. You understand what I'm saying? And some probably serve more if they were supposed to serve like a year sentence. I wonder they give that back to them. Like say somebody have like what's a small misdemeanor assault, right? Because they're usually like a year, 365, and they spend 4 years in jail. Ooh, that's kind of messed up, right? That's kind of messed up. Hold on.
142, 3 years or longer. Why is it taking so long to get to trial?
So your information also is not complete, but you could have easily pulled it. The 19 defendants, and that was the...
She's very defensive, y'all. She's kind of like, like a cat scratching. She's very defensive in her answer, y'all. Very, very defensive. Very defensive. Well, according to this, Erica, they're violating the law in Georgia because they're supposed to be doing something within a certain time. So there's some violation. That's probably why they're being sued like crazy and losing a lot of lawsuit.
That I wanted to look at that you provided that had been in there for those long amounts of time. All, not some, 100% of them have competency issues. And so when you say they're in the jail, that's...
Okay, they're saying those that's still in there, they have competency issue. You know what that means? That means that are they fit to go to trial? Are they stable enough to go to trial? That's she's saying that they had competency issues. Who is the lady reporting? I'm like, this is the DA for Fulton County. Her name is Fani Willis. Fani Willis. Fani Willis. Okay.
Actually somewhat of a misnomer. They are certainly in custody, but they are in custody at Georgia Regional. I'm going to use initials so we don't talk about those defendants. One of the defendants you gave me was defendant DL. You'll be able to look at your list and figure out Low, I think.
13 years.
Correct. He had murdered someone.
Whoa! Wait a minute, y'all. This dude has been in jail for 13 years. Listen. And has not gone to trial. 13 years and have not gone to trial. 13 years. I know he served most of whatever crime he has done, unless he was a serial killer. Oh my God. 13 years?
Was given a voluntary manslaughter sentence, was let out of jail. Guess what he did?
He killed
He
somebody
murdered
again.
someone else.
Oh, Lord.
And he has not been able to remain competent. And so there have been times that he has come up to Fulton County Jail because Georgia Regional has gotten him competent. He has always decompensated and gone back to a state of incompetency. Who determines competency is not the district attorney.
Yes, she is, Cece.
It's actually not even the judge. It is a doctor. That means he is not competent to stand trial. He's also clearly a very violent individual.
Okay, y'all. Okay, she just said that this guy was not competent enough to stay to go to trial, right? But they took a volunteer plea for manslaughter. They let him out. Then he killed somebody. That doesn't make sense. Don't be distracted. They only want to go after Fanny because she is the prosecuting Trump. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a news story. Huh? We're not talking about them going after Fanny. We're talking about the people in jail. All right, let's go. Hey, Wars.
That we have now, he was caught standing over the person with a knife. And so he is one of the 19 individuals, but that is 100% true for all 19 individuals that you asked. Each of them either has a homicide or a rape or some of them both. One of the fact patterns I looked at from the defendants is 60-year-old woman they helped to move and then they came back, raped and murdered her, but they have not been competent since the time of that heinous crime. Therefore, most of their time that you're referring to as in custody, because they are in custody, has been at Georgia Regional. Every now and then, throughout periods of that time in custody, the doctors have gotten them competent. They've come back up to the court, tried to get on trial, and before they could be brought to trial, they would decompensate because they're truly incompetent individuals, meaning that they have competency issues. This is a larger problem in society. And I don't know what the exact solution is when you have people that are so severely mentally ill, extremely violent, not someone you want on the street, not someone your neighbor wants on the street.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of them. Well, I have during the YSL case. There's some people who this person is in a hospital institution owned by the jail system. Okay, Lord. I don't hear the word decompensate until I'm at work. They're talking about your mind now. Oh yeah. Yeah. Decompetent.
Street. And so they've been held in custody, but not custody as in Rice Street. They've actually been at Georgia Regional. That was true for every single one of the 19 you gave me.
I think D'Anthony Tolbert also played a part in that as well. So I'm going to.
This is a guy that, remember I told you, the attorney got his case over. I mean, he was found not guilty, and he spent 4 years in jail. The person that did the crime, he was found guilty, but they had him in jail as well, but he was not the person. I spoke with this attorney about it. Hold on.
Skip him, because I'm imagining your answer is going to be similar of why it took almost 10 years to get the trial. It was multiple competency issues. Is that correct?
Yes, there was only one person on your list that you asked about, and it seems like it's that name. So I want to make sure we're not mixing it. It took 4 years for them to get to trial.
I'm so sorry. I flipped the names. D'Anthony Tolbert was in jail. He was just found not guilty by a jury.
Yes, that was a co-defendant murder.
Right.
They were both charged with murder. Each of them multiple times fired counsel, had to keep getting new counsel, which was one reason of the delays. His co-defendant was found guilty of all the trial.
Fired counsel? Do you mean the counsel quit because you guys not paying them too much and they decided they didn't want to stay on this case? And how about that? Because the attorney that won the case for him was a public defender. So he has had public defender. Yes, it was murder, Erica, and he was found not guilty. Yep, he was found not guilty because they even had the videotape. I was watching that case for a second. It was in McPhee's um, case.
Charges, he was cleared, and it wasn't just him that was firing counsel, him and his co-defendant. So that case got continued on and on. It also happened right through the pandemic, but that was the only one of those cases you had given me that it was not a competency issue. So
That
any
wasn't a
other one of those
competency
defendants that we
issue.
won't say their
That one that was not a competency issue, but they stayed in jail for 4 years. They saying that they fired their attorney, but look, public defender. And the last one, his last public defender that he went to trial with, he was found not guilty. Not guilty. Okay. And those that are coming in right now, we're discussing the things that that should happen during this next hearing. And one of the things we learned from Miss Fonnie Willis is that everyone that has been incarcerated after 90 days or within the 90 days, they have to be given a bond. They have to be given a bond. The amount of bond, we don't know, but no matter what it is, they have to be given a bond. They didn't say the severity of the charges. If you notice, she didn't say that. She just said they have to be given a bond. Hey Pam. Hey favorite one. Okay, what's that face for? Favorite one. What's that face for? I said what I said. Hey. So watch your kids, watch your wife. What? Watch your kids, watch your wife. Erica, what's going on? Erica, what's going on? All right, let me finish playing this. Because we got another thing to play after this. Hold on.
Names, but by initials. All of them were competency issues. And you don't have to rely on me for this. This is all in the court records that they multiple times were incompetent. Some of them have just stayed incompetent. Quite frankly, I think some of them will remain incompetent. They've remained incompetent for 13 years.
So how do you get them through the system if a judge is constantly identifying them as incompetent?
It's not a judge, it's a doctor.
Excuse me, a judge or a doctor, but the judge has to sign off on it, right?
So what happens is every 6 months, they're evaluated. Every year, by law, they have to be brought back before the court. And that determination is, are you now competent for trial? If they are competent, then you put them on trial. And some people do, in fact, get moved through the court system. But whenever you see those heinously long sentences like that, or heinously long pretrial stay, you should always check, because for your 19, 100% of the time, it was the exact same issue. It was issues of competence.
Okay, so what do you think the issue with Ernest is right now? Because he's one of them that's past the 90 days time frame, and he's not been indicted. So what? Because she said most of them is competency, right? The ones that's over the 90 days. So what do you think the issue is with Ernest? What do you think the issue is with Ernest? Why haven't they indicted those charges? Backlog? You said backlog, KK? Okay. You said backlog. But she's saying that everybody's up to date, according to her. That's what she said. Everybody's up to date. But we still, according to the guy there are several people in their jail that and that's why the guy, the guy that died? Remember the one they died? They left in that nasty condition down there in the basement, that he had feces all over him and bed bugs and all kind of like insects and all kinds of stuff. They found him down there in that dungeon area with feces and maggots and all kinds of stuff on him. Could you imagine going down there in that thing and it's going there? I would have to probably throw up. That place is disgusting. Disgusting. When I tell you disgusting, disgusting. The tons of charges, all the alias and social security number and victims. I think they keep trying to keep him there for the feds. Yeah, we listened earlier. For look, Pam, there were several people who have our cases, the great cases, and they have gotten bond. They have gotten bond. Wait. That was Fulton County too. Yes, that was Fulton County. Yes, that was Fulton County. That was Fulton County. Yup, that was Fulton County. Oh, guys, I got some stuff to tell y'all too. I got some stuff to tell y'all, child. All right, let's go ahead on. But you know, I know y'all hate when I tell you I got something to tell you, then I say I can't tell y'all. There is very good reason why. Okay, let me finish playing this. Hold on.
I'm going to go back to Mr. Tolbert, though, only because he was found not guilty and he waited 4.5 years for his trial date. What took so long?
I told you he kept firing
but like
counsel.
in general, why does it take 4.5 years?
Well, you have to have a lawyer that's ready to stand trial with you. And if when it gets time to trial and motions, you fire that lawyer, you need a new lawyer, your co-defendant does. That is an odd case, that one that happened. And the murder that he was accused of, his co-defendant was found guilty of all. You know, obviously we brought charges. We believe they both were guilty, but we always respect the jury's opinion.
I want to make sure that I'm understanding the unindicted issue that you have when Commissioner Ellis is saying, you know, this is a travesty. This is like,
Commissioner Ellis is not a friend of the criminal justice system.
Help me better understand, like.
Do you know that he just voted that the federal government, who helps us on sexual assault cases, programs for children and things of that nature, that the federal government should stop giving that grant funding for a travesty that happened here in Fulton County?
I said what I said.
Thousands of rape kits from the 80s and 90s.
I'm going to give y'all a link to come in tonight because I'm going to, since you nosy like me and you want to know some stuff, I'm going to share some stuff with you.
We remove serial rapists, and Commissioner Ellis votes that that's money we shouldn't get. I don't understand the way Commissioner Ellis thinks.
I'll ask him about that, but
Please do.
I want to make sure that I understand the unindicted numbers.
She's
help me understand the process.
The DA for Fulton County.
You're saying that it's.
Yeah, this is ice.
Yes, it's 90 days that they have the ability to have some sort of bond. Like,
no.
Tell me, I'm trying to better understand.
Okay,
this.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say.
Sure.
I explained this to you, I think, over the phone. Bond and.
That's what I want her to explain to me. Yeah, that's what I want you to better just walk me through this.
Okay, so bond and unindicted status, zero to do with each other.
Okay.
Every time someone tells you bond and indictment status have something to do with each other, I want you to remember, by law, it has nothing to do with each other. The only thing that is relevant is, by law, if you're arrested, after 90 days, you are entitled to a bond.
Okay.
You heard that. By law, if you are arrested, you are entitled to a bond after 90 days. Did y'all hear that? By law, if you are arrested in Fulton County, or is it all counties? She didn't say what county. But by law, you are entitled to a bond after 90 days. All right, here we go.
But unindicted. So when people are arrested, 85% of people here in Fulton County get a bond the day they're arrested, the first appearance, which happens within 72 hours. So that ought to tell you that bond and indictment status have nothing to do with each other. After 90 days, though, the law in Georgia is that one must be given a bond.
Okay, so the law in Georgia is you must be given a bond after 90 days of being arrested. Get it? In the state of Georgia, you must get a bond. Okay? After 90 days, you are entitled to a bond in the state of Georgia. Okay?
So this trying to tie together unindicted cases and people in the jail, it's inaccurate. What Commissioner Ellis and other commissioners need to answer for, who have said here, is the day the Fulton County Jail was built, it was inadequate. Why do I say that? That day it was at capacity. More so than that, the jail is literally falling apart. And so when you hear about people having shanks in jail, it's not that our sheriff is so inadequate that knives are getting in the jail, though sometimes that probably happens, but more so, the walls are literally falling apart. The metal is falling apart and they are using them. What they would like to do is to paint a scapegoat for inaction that they've taken. It is unconscionable the way that our jail is. They've known our jail is in that state. People need to be in safe conditions. I'm going to give you an anecdotal scenario that just happened in my Saki unit. Ironically, that unit we just talked about, where we're working cases where we find serial rapists and old sex cases. I sent 2 investigators to the jail. I sent them there for the purpose of doing a buccal swab. You know what that is, to get DNA inside of someone's mouth. They were looking for a particular defendant. We'll say Tom Smith. That's not the name, but we're just going to use that name. So they're calling out Tom Smith, look, Tom Smith, Tom Smith.
Ingram. They have been suing them. Yes, they have been suing them, and they have been winning lawsuits. Yes, they have been suing them. Yep, sure have.
The defendant did not know for what reason they were at the jail. Why would he know? These are old, antiquated cases. The defendant, in a pod with other defendants, takes the door open to the cell. Says, "That's me." Do you know how much danger my investigators were at? Do you know how much danger the deputies are in? The commissioners are well aware. We had a grand jury report written for them over a year ago that told them the jail needed help. The sheriff has literally begged them for help. What they would like is a scapegoat. This is what they need to deal with. The cases that we were given, we have made a 5,000 overall cut. That's what crime went up right after the pandemic. Now crime is on the way back down. What they don't want to deal with is, because of our aggressive prosecution, crime is down 25% in this city. And you can say, Miss Willis, I've looked, crime is down all over the country. You would be right. But do you know what it's in other jurisdictions? 2 to 3%. Here it's double digits. Murders here, 20%. You want to know why? When I got here, there were over 200 people unindicted waiting on murder cases. All of them are either indicted or we looked at the evidence and declined them. The vast majority, we did record numbers of indictments on homicides. We're less than 50 now. Most of them are less than 90 days. We are not going to indict people until we properly investigate.
Do you think they need a new jail?
Do we need a new jail?
Well, I'm asking.
Oh, Vicky. Put your hand out. Let me get a paddle. Hit your hand, Vicky. You are going to get a paddle on your hand. Look what Vicky just said. Look at Vicky just said, y'all. Vicky said, it's funny how quick she got Trump through, but these poor people can't get a bond. Some of the things she's saying, I don't agree with. I smell a rat. Oh, Vicky, put your hands out. Give me your hand. I'm going to paddle it. We're in Catholic. I'm not going to say Catholic, so it's not nice. You're going to get a paddle. You're going to get a paddle. Hey, Nosy Rosie. You're going to get a paddle. You're going to get a paddle. Paddle in your hand right now. You're going to get a paddle. You are going to get a paddle. Melanie says that. Melanie, you're going to get in the corner with Vicky. Get in the corner. It said Vicky has poor conduct approaching when addressing issues. Hey. Feds are a different ball game. Yeah, true. All right, let's go. But feds want to make sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. That's one thing about the feds. They're not going to take a case unless they know they're going to win. Hold on.
That because Pitts doesn't think we need a new jail.
And that's ridiculous. People shouldn't live in those conditions. We absolutely need a new jail. And every single month they wait, it's $18 million more.
And the reason why he says he doesn't think the county needs a new jail is because the moment it's built, it's going to be over capacity because of the backlog.
Well, he's inaccurate. One, we've been cutting the backlog, but more important than that, you need to build a jail that is in capacity with the city in which we live. And what you know is Fulton County is 1.2 million, but you also, I assume you live here, you play in this community, which you know that is, we are really a community of 5 million. Why do I say that? Do I just pull that number out? No, this is a haven for where people come to work. It's a haven for where businesses are done. It's a wonderful place to be, and I invite people to be here. But as a result of that, when you get all that good,
like,
and the benefit and the benefit of Lenox Mall and the benefit of all the businesses and the restaurants, you also attract some bad elements. And so you have to have capacity. But we also have to have law enforcement with the resources that we need. You have to have a prosecutor's office that has enough lawyers and enough investigators. You have to have a public defender's office that has enough public defenders so that they can represent their clients adequately. You have to have enough judges. We do not have enough judges for this community.
I was going to ask you about that. Do you think?
Absolutely, we don't have enough judges. And they would like to paint the judges as lazy. I don't, the vast majority of our judges are not lazy. They're working very hard. They're trying to do their job. They're trying to do it with diligence. And they're trying to do things that are right for the community to keep us safe. They're trying to do things that are right by the defendants that come before them.
So you're saying that you think the judges are doing good job for the most part. You just need more of them, or the county needs more? Because Chairman Pitts completely threw them under the bus, many of them saying that they simply are not doing their jobs.
But it's inadequate. It's just not true. We have to deal with truth. And I would suggest to you that the real numbers that people should pull are, how many days are they at work? How many cases do they dispose of in a month? How many motions do they hear? Look at their work. It's not hard to do. All of their calendars are published, right? If we really wanted to get to the truth. But at some point, they're going to have to deal with the reality of they have not supplied enough resources. And this is historical. And so it's like the chickens are coming home to roost. Now you're dealing with and Commissioner Pitt sat on his hands for over a decade while they let that jail get into decay. This is not brand new news. It's not news. And I want you to understand me as a district attorney. I absolutely think that people should be in safe conditions. I absolutely think that they're human beings. They have a right to integrity. They have a right to be treated well, to be well fed, to be safe while they're in that environment. But I'm also going to tell you this. I didn't let my staff, I personally went through the list of the people in the jail. And we cleared out those that we could, right? When there are lesser charges. I certainly don't want to see those people. There's no reason that they should not be on bond while they await to meet their day in court. But a lot, like the very vast majority of them, have more than one case. That's sometimes a scenario. They have acts of violence. They're a danger to the community, and judges have to make tough decisions. And what you'll be here doing, and I mean you in the greater sense, reporters, is if they get out of jail and they already stabbed one person or shot one person and shot someone else, you'll be asking the question, there's a reason crime is down 25%. It's because you have a DA that's not playing with games. I'm not playing on the issue of human trafficking, and I'm not going to apologize for holding violent people in jail. I'm also not going to apologize for saying this office needs adequate resources.
What
and
else
the
do
judges
you
need adequate resources. We need more investigators and more lawyers and legal support staff that can support them. Now, I'll tell you something. We would not be in the good condition that we're at and have cutting that backlog by all of those. If you just do the math, 18,000 to 11,000, had it not been for that ORCA funding. But the ORCA funding, well, you know what that is. The
ARPA, the one-time $75 million.
Correct. It expires next year. The county is going to have to chip in and make sure that those people remain employed so we can continue to do this work. And we were never able, because it was a melting pot and we had to compromise, we were never given what we totally asked for. The county is going to have to give those resources to keep moving. The other thing is the state of Georgia is going to have to look at Fulton County and deal with the fact that Fulton County needs more judges. And while I'm making a plug, the GBI is terribly understaffed. One of the reasons for the backlog is, first of all, the public does not realize this. If you're arrested today and you're arrested with meth, heroin, and cocaine, because of the backlog at the GBI makes a decision to test one. So they're going to, let's say they'll test the cocaine. Mm-hmm. I got to let the heroin and the meth go. I'll never have any evidence to prove that you actually had meth and cocaine. In addition
why do they have to let it go?
They won't test it. So
Because they don't have enough resources.
They don't have
to test?
enough resources to test it. So they only test one of 3 drugs. This is one of the reasons Atlanta is trying to get their own crime lab, because they won't test all 3 substances. Let me tell you worse than that. The one substance that they caught on you that they're going to test, because they're not testing the other 2, the one that they are going to test, we're going to wait 6 months on a lab. Well, I can't indict somebody if I don't know it's cocaine. So I have to wait on that lab result before I can actually get it done. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Police make an arrest. You run in a grocery store, but your grocery store has 3 and 4 different kinds of drugs. They endanger their lives. Take those drugs to the GBI. The GBI then has to make a difficult decision. We'll test one of these. I, as the prosecutor, can only charge what I have evidence for.
And that's why maybe some of these, when you say you used to get a fax, or the previous administration used to get a fax and they had died on the fax, you're saying you're waiting for things like
the
laptops.
Scientific evidence, because it is wrong. And a lot of times those drugs aren't drugs.
So I want to make sure
what they would call on the street flex. It might be baking powder.
So I want to make sure that I understand some of the contributing factors of, you're saying, the backlog and the overcrowding in the jail. You're saying you don't have, you need more resources yourself. And you're saying this as you're waiting to potentially hope to keep funding that the ORCA provided. You're saying the county needs more judges as well.
Absolutely.
What else am I missing?
They need more judges, and the state needs to fund the GBI, because it's not, we just
so
talked about one issue. We're not just talking about drugs. I use drugs as an example. There's also a backlog on sexual assault kits. There's also a backlog on ballistics evidence. Please do not take this as a criticism for the scientists at the GBI. They're amazing. Excellent.
There's just not enough of them.
There's just not enough of them.
Again, I just want to make sure that I hone down on, the focus of this story is, why is the jail the way it is? Why is it overcrowded? And
one reason that I would say, the first reason that it's overcrowded is because it was inadequate the day it was built, meaning it was not large enough. The second reason is they have allowed the jail to get into a state of disrepair. The third reason is our sheriff needs more staff so that he can keep them safe. So he's got to be able to pay competitively. But that has nothing to do with overcrowding.
I mean, I know that the facility itself, you're saying, was never adequate from the beginning.
It wasn't big enough.
But I'm talking about the backlog, and you're saying.
But if unindicted cases and indicted have nothing to do with each other, what I'm telling you is we have people.
I'm just saying getting cases moving
through the system.
Getting the trial.
You need judges.
And you're saying judges. You're saying more resources, and you're saying more resources for GBI. Those are your 3 things, or is there anything more?
And the public defender, you have to have enough lawyers. Even the conflict defender has problems right now. And a conflict defender becomes necessary when there's more one defendant on a case. So if 5 people get arrested together, what happens is
they all need their own separate attorney.
Correct.
So how big of a problem is the lack of public defenders?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, and I'm here advocating for a public defender because that's just right. It's just justice. People deserve to be represented. I've been a defense attorney. That's very important work. People deserve to have competent counsel. And I'm not suggesting that the lawyers there are not competent, but they are certainly overburdened. They certainly have too many cases. They have to be able to adequately prepare. People are facing very lengthy sentences. These aren't misdemeanors that we're dealing with. You're talking about people looking at 5, 10, 20 years to life. They have to be able to adequately prepare. You should talk to Mr. Kenner about what they say the numbers are for public defenders, how many clients they should have. They've just recently come out with the numbers and what they actually have. How can they do their job adequately?
I want to talk to you a little bit more. I'd love to get your response to some criticism about these multi-defendant indictments that your office is doing.
Here we go.
YSL, the election interference. Some say, or they see you quickly trying to get those to trial, where there are individuals at the jail that have been waiting years for their cases to go to trial. When you look at it, that some people say that's not fair.
But when people file speedy trial demands, no matter what level of case it is, we have a case right now that the public will never pay attention to. Speedy trial, it's a complex case, meaning a trial division case. So not a sexual assault, not a murder case. That defendant filed a speedy on time and we'll have to try him. And so those cases are always going to take precedent where defense attorneys file them. I don't think we are trying to move those cases any faster than any of the others. I guess it just depends on who the criticism comes from.
That's not true.
Some say we took
That's not true. That's not true, lady. I'm sorry. That's not true. That's not true. YSL put in a speedy trial. Has it been speedy? Nope. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. That's not true.
Defense attorneys who have defendants in the jail or out of the jail just waiting years for their case to go to trial.
Each of them could have filed a speedy trial demand.
They
They know the
did.
process, and if they had done that, their case would have been brought to trial
They
quickly.
didn't. They weren't able to even do that up until like last year.
Yeah.
Chief Glanville put a stay on those speedy
Sure
trials.
did.
Well, that was for the entire state.
Yeah.
Glanville did it for us. But what was to happen during COVID when you couldn't bring juries here to hear cases because people would die? So that is not something that lays on the foot of anyone. It was a pandemic in this country.
What else specifically could you use or need and have in your office to get cases moving? You said you need more investigators. Like, tell me why that's important for more investigators, more prosecutors. Just simplify it for the public.
When police make a case, they do it to the standard of probable cause, which is the lowest standard in the law. They have, I see you do something, I say you did it. That's it. That's enough for the police to arrest. We live in a time where juries demand more, and they deserve more. And so what happens once the police make that arrest is the case has to be investigated. So my investigators are police officers. They're all former police officers. They will work with the police, and they will work outside of the work that the police did to make sure that we put those cases together. So they do very important work. Without their work, we would get a lot less convictions. My office conviction rate is right now 93%, trying some very difficult cases. Then you need lawyers to try those cases and to analyze them.
Her conviction rate, conviction rate is almost as good as the Fed. She said 93% of his conviction rate. 93% is her conviction rate. That's what she said. She's almost as good as the Fed.
Treated fairly. It is unfair to charge people with crimes, felony crimes, and give them that scarlet letter of an indictment if they did not in fact do it. In fact, what we find is about 12% of all of the cases that the police bring that we do not pursue, that we either decline them altogether or we find it's appropriate to send them to diversion. And then when I first became the district attorney, we also found that there was no reason to indict people to send them to accountability court. So you have 12% of the cases that may go to accountability court. Those are for our veterans or people that have drug problems or mental health problems, or to diversion. Those are usually for young offenders, but sometimes older people that make really bad mistakes, but it's just a mistake. And we think we can rehabilitate them. And sometimes the evidence is just not there. The police got the wrong person once you dig a little deeper, and they're declined. And so people have a right to do that. They may not seem like a lot, because what does that tell you? 88% of the time, we're going to bring the charges that the police got. But if you are in that 12%, you want to make sure you don't get that indictment. And that ends up being a lot of people.
What are we not talking about that you think is important? Because I guess what I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, if Commissioner Ellis or other commissioners are voicing frustration about the unindicted number at the jail, and you're saying you're looking at this completely wrong, are you having conversations with them? Are you trying to educate them of what you're saying is the truth?
Yes, we have tried to have sit-down conversations where we educate them. Some of the commissioners are very receptive and very supportive to what is going on. There's not a commissioner, no one wants to see people harmed. And so I'm not going to cast that disparagement, right? But when you do nothing, that's what happens. The jail is inadequate. You have no argument here. I support the sheriff in getting a new jail. In fact, I think it's unfair that the conditions that he was given when he first got here and that he continues to have to try to maintain. So I will not argue with that. But also, there has got to be a reality that you have to have people to do the job. Atlanta is a major metropolitan city, but it's not the only major metropolitan city. I think I have 5 of the biggest cities in the state of Georgia, all here. They're populous. Mm-hmm. Things happen. We need the people to do the job. We've done amazing work. It's not enough. Things are not perfect. I'm not going to say that they are perfect, but they are a hell of a lot better than when I got here. And you know that by just simply looking at the numbers and seeing what they were and what they are now. The work that we've been able to do in the community, restricting people's records, making sure that people can get jobs, making sure that we are indicting the most dangerous felons. You asked me about multiple defendant cases. I'm going to keep bringing multiple defendant cases. You want to know why? Gangs are causing 80% of our crimes, and they're stronger together. And they're going to be indicted together, held responsible together, so that juries get full pictures of the harm that they're doing, because they're doing everything from running drugs to killing people, to human trafficking, to employment fraud. And so I'm not going to apologize for bringing indictments that tell the full story.
Anything else that you can think of?
I'm glad that you're covering this issue. I think it's important. I think that it's very important, though, that when people look at those defendants with those, that 19 was concerning, right? When you look at that time frame, it's very concerning until you understand.
Does it frustrate you that it's 19 defendants who have been waiting 5 years for their day in court? Is that frustrating even for you?
What's frustrating for me is also those victims lost their lives, or they were raped, and their families are looking at us and they're wanting justice for their dead loved ones.
What do you tell them?
Because that's what in multiple cases, that I can't hold the person who did this to your loved one accountable because they're not mentally competent to stand trial. And until a doctor says they're mentally competent, they cannot stand trial. But the public should not think that those people are sitting over at Rice Street, because that's inaccurate. They're sitting at Georgia Regional trying to be made competent so that they can deal with their charges, or declared insane if they were in fact insane at the time of the crime. But that is why you see those 19, and it's just important that the truth be told about it.
I've had a criminal defense attorney once tell me that, especially when the Chief Glanville had the order to stay speedy trial, he compared the facility to Gitmo, Guantanamo Bay, because there are people that in that facility that have been waiting years for trial, some of them never officially charged. When you hear that comparison, what goes through your mind?
Well, I haven't seen that facility, so I don't like to speak about things that I don't know about. But for the 19 that have been there that length of time, I think we have to be fair. You can't try people that aren't mentally competent. And the reason you can't try people that aren't mentally competent is they can't help their attorneys. And every defendant should be able to assist their attorney when preparing their defense. And so that is the way the law is set up, like it or not. I think
you said each defendant is supposed to be able to help their attorney with their defense, right? How are they going to help their attorney with their defense if the attorneys can't get to the defendant? It's kind of weird, ain't it? Because that's the case with a lot of them.
What you've hit on is a much bigger issue in society. It is, what do we do with all of the mentally ill people that we have? Some of them that pose a danger to all of us, some of them that pose a danger to themselves. As you came in the courthouse this morning, across the street from me, every single morning my heart is broken because I see all of those homeless people. And I know that most of those homeless people suffer from some type of mental deficiency. They're struggling, correct? That's not appropriate for them to be homeless. It's not appropriate that probably 40% of our jail and the prison system is housed with the mentally ill. And so what are we going to do about that greater issue? But this is the truth. While the law remains what it is, while we deal with mental illness the way we are, you can come back 10 years from now and it may not be that 19, but it'll be another 19 that have been in jail for a very long time. They've done something heinous, removed someone's loved one from this earth, can't be held accountable, and are just in limbo.
What would you suggest be the solution, knowing that no one's gonna fix the competency issue? There's always going to be people accused of crimes, heinous crimes, and their competency is going to be in question. But you can't hold them in pretrial detention for years or 13 years. So what would you suggest happen?
Well, you can hold them, and you have to because of the safety issues.
But they should be either in a
facility.
Appropriate facility.
So we're talking. I'm not the governor, right? But if I was the governor, one of the things that I would do is I would address the issue of mental illness in this state. We need facilities that really take care of our mentally ill people and really get them the treatment they need. Why is that so important? If you had treatment centers for people, one, a lot of these crimes wouldn't have happened in the first place, and we wouldn't be having this awful conversation if they got the services that they need. If we supported families that had mentally ill people in their system, if we really offered them the support we need. You know, I tell people all the time, defund the police was one of the worst slogans of all time, but some of the messaging behind it was very good. What they recognized is that our law enforcement community needed mental health professionals so that they could aid the police when going to deal with someone that was really suffering from a mental health breakdown. So if I was in a position to do that, I would make sure that not just Atlanta Police Department, but every police department through this state had mental health professionals. So many of the police shootings that we see involve people that are mentally ill. And it's not a novice idea that I just came up with. If you look at Houston, they have a large contingency of people that are on the police force that just deal with the mentally ill. And what they have found is it cuts down on police shootings and it makes sure that society stays safe. It's not the perfect solution. They'll tell you they don't have enough of them, but they have some. And so we have got to deal with the issue of mental illness. So one of the things that we did for the first time in history when I came here was we went to the court, and the court graciously agreed that we needed to run 2 grand juries. And so when I was here as an ADA, we had 1 grand jury. They met every Tuesday and Friday, and they did cases. I knew that that was not going to be enough. We're not going to be able to get things done like that. And so since March of my first year, for every term, we've run 2 grand juries. We have what we call a grand jury A and a grand jury B. Grand jury A sits on Monday and Tuesday and hears cases. Grand jury B runs on Thursday and Friday. And
you had never had that before?
That had never been true before. And we did that so we could cut through this backlog, and it's worked very, very efficiently. Although I understand last week my grand jury was like, we got to go. We have to go. We're mentally tired because we're working them very, very hard. They're very admirable citizens who sit and do that for a 2-month period. But that is something that has helped to cut down on the backlog. Because it is much better than it was, but it needs to get better.
I was about to say, when I first got the complete number of unindicted and indicted felony cases awaiting trial, it was 18,000. That was in December of last year. It's as of August of this year, it's increased an additional 5,000 cases.
So we working. I mean, that's what it tells you. We're working every day. We're indicting and accusing cases and declining cases.
That's a lot.
Every single day. It is the largest division of this office.
Any idea why it increased 5,000?
Well, it's for 2 reasons. I think when you all requested the information, you had a new clerk and you got the numbers that were both indicted and not on judicial hold. Okay. So the judges have put cases on what they call judicial hold for various reasons, but those are indicted cases. I think that they gave you the total numbers that belong to each judge. So I think before what you were getting was the number that did not include the judicial holds, and I think they've given you all of the indicted cases. And the number of indictments we've done has dramatically increased each year.
Tell me why it's important that you mentioned judicial holds.
Because those are cases that are in the system. Those are defendants that have got to be dealt with. They're people that committed crimes in our community.
And the judges are putting them on the back.
And for different reasons. Sometimes, you don't have to talk to the judges about why they did it. Sometimes they'll put a person on judicial hold because they don't have a good address for them. That reason drives me crazy. And the reason as a DA it drives me crazy is the defendant is responsible for providing their address to the court and keeping the clerk updated. There are different reasons, though, that a defendant may be put on judicial hold, always usually over the state's objection. But those are cases that were indicted, which means we found that there was a good case to pursue, and judges have decided for various reasons to put them on judicial hold.
It sounds like you guys keep a lot of data points. You track a lot of things. Do you track the number of cases that you've declined to prosecute?
I am sure we could track that number, but it's not something that what I always track is how many cases are remaining and how many cases are you doing. What I tell my lawyers to do is just look at the case fairly, to evaluate the evidence. I don't ever want them to feel like you've got to indict this many cases. You have to decline this many cases. You have to send this many cases to diversion. You have to send this many cases to accountability court. As I tell them, and this is something that is a really important lesson, in each file is a person being charged life. That's a huge thing to do. Mm-hmm. There's a victim's life. there's the witness and there's a community. And so the minute that you start looking at these cases as just files, it's time for you to get out of this business. You always have to look at those people as individuals and to look at what happened. Did we actually have a crime? And then as a lawyer, you have to be very analytical. Can you prove it? That's one of the frustrating things of being a prosecutor. Sometimes you feel like they did it, but you don't have the evidence to prove they did it. And in those cases, we have to decline. Sometimes we decline.
Well, why not track how many cases you're declining to prosecute?
I'm sure we could go back, but I've been very meticulous about tracking indictments and tracking the number of open cases, and I follow those jail numbers. They keep me up at night.
I'm just wondering if you track the number of cases that you declined to prosecute, there might be some sort of pattern, like or to a particular department or a particular officer or something. It might be.
We see problems with officers. I have very, very good relationships with my chiefs of police, so I will go and talk to them and say that this officer is a problem or that officer is a problem. Sometimes we have had problems in like a category of maybe officers not taking drugs to the lab, and that's a no-no because I've told you how long it takes to get the drugs tested, so it's very important that when they make an arrest,
not taking drugs to the lab.
Certainly, if not the same day, within 72 hours.
I wonder what happened to those drugs that they did not take to the lab. Woo! Is it ending up in the inmate's cell? Oh, let me shut up.
Those drugs get to the lab. Those are categorical problems. The other things I've found to be individual.
It's so interesting sitting down with so many individuals that are the top elected individuals in Fulton County's criminal justice system, and they all say different things of why the jail the way it is. The sheriff will say, "I'm caught in the middle. I'm just supposed to house them. Yes, I need a new jail," but like he believes that the problem will still exist, the overcrowding issue because of the court backlog. When you ask Chairman Pitts, he says it's the judges. They're not doing enough. They're lazy, or some of them are lazy. When I reach out, when you give me your explanation, it's multiple things. I need more resources. We need more judges. We need more resources at GBI. Why is it so impossible to get a consensus of what's the problem?
Well, Commissioner Pitts has not been to law school and he's never worked a day in the criminal justice system. So he's really not in a position to give an analysis of what's being done or what's not being done. I can never recall a day that Commissioner Pitts sat and watched court proceedings. So it's an unfair statement to say you at least have to be a part of a problem and a part of the solution. And so I think it's unfair. People don't want to say that. They also have been, in my opinion, a penny smart and a dollar dumb. It would have been better many years ago to invest in an adequate facility and to invest in these law enforcement partners in a way that they needed. What do I mean by that? To give the public defender the lawyers that they needed to adequately do their job, to fund the district attorney's office in a way that they could appropriately do the backlog of cases. Do I think my predecessor was derelict in some duties? They could have done a better job maybe with the resources, yes, but I also think he did not have enough resources. That is just the truth. I think that is the reason that you've had cases going back to 2014. I also think he spent a lot of time kind of chasing this jail number. And then you had 85% of the people getting bonds and not being indicted. And when people don't get held accountable, guess what they do? They commit another crime. So often, so many of the people that you see, I would randomly pick, 100 people out of the jail. Look and see how many of them have prior arrest and how many prior arrests. When you look at those records and see if the things that they have prior arrest, do they concern you? As a citizen, when you look at their records and you see burglaries and aggravated assaults, do you want those kind of people held responsible? I have to tell you, I'm out in the community a lot. I'm everywhere from South Fulton to North Fulton. I have a county that is extremely diverse. It's one reason I love this county. We're African American, we're Caucasian, we're Asian, we're Indian. We are very, very educated. Some of us are more blue collar workers. We are different sexualities. We are different genders. We're all of those things. But what I consistently hear, it doesn't matter where I'm at in the county or who's sitting across from me, everybody wants to be safe. Everybody wants to be safe, and everybody wants people that break into their houses, that hurt people, held responsible. And I really consider it an honor to sit here. It's really a privilege. Heavy is the head that wears this crown. It's a lot of responsibility, but I am not going to charge people that should not be charged. I'm also not going to allow people to be victimized and not hold people accountable. And so you have to go about it doing it the right way. And so everybody talks about they want to be tough on crime. But I've told the governor he won't be surprised if you go to him and says the DA says you need to give more money to the GBI. He'll say, I've heard that before, because it's the truth. The,
When's the? Is there any? It just seems like so many people are on different pages. Is there a discussion to say, let's get together in the same room and talk this out? Fact, fiction. Here's why it is from my perspective, and then people clarifying their positions. Is there talk to do that?
I think that
So, you guys, what do y'all think of what she's saying? Hold on, let me just finish. It's almost done. Hold on.
there is some talk. You asked me, do we have those conversations with commissioners? We have over there, at least 4 commissioners that listen, that will drill you. I tell people, if you ever want to go to court, go sit in front of Commissioner Natalie Hall. Commissioner Natalie Hall wants to know the numbers. She wants to know the facts. She wants to know how she can help. She wants to know what needs to be done for the community. The mighty Khadijah from District 6, she is the same way. Commissioner Arrington, Commissioner Barrett, they want to understand the problem, and they want it in great detail. Commissioner Arrington, of course, he's the easiest to talk to. He's a criminal lawyer. He understands the problem. He really understands the criminal justice system. So I can have the conversation with him in 30 minutes because he gets some of the fundamental
isn't he
issues.
clarifying to Commissioner Ellis the issue if he
I
knows
think that he does clarify the issue.
Because he's not when 2 days ago when he threw out this number of the unindicted, he's not saying anything.
Well, I think that Commissioner Arrington and Commissioner Ellis are having those conversations, but I think that they're, the agenda is that we want to say things. I have told Commissioner Ellis point blank that this is not just a South Fulton problem. This is not just an Atlanta problem. Before I spoke with you, I was in Roswell. You want to know why? We've done a human trafficking sting for the last few days. We did it in Roswell, Johns Creek, all of North Fulton. Guess what we found? Human traffickers. We've been working on that project for 6 months. And so people want to pretend like they live in a bubble where crime does not impact them. But everybody can get in a car and crime impacts everyone all through this county. And he needs to be behind initiatives that keep the community safe. It is disgusting to me that he would say or vote against something that allowed the federal government to give money to find serial rapists. Who would be against that? That's crazy.
Did you say why?
I don't know. I think it's a political agenda.
Did you end up still getting the money?
Oh, yeah, the federal government is completely support. Our Saki program here in Fulton County has been acclaimed because we are doing such great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you guys think of her interview? What do you guys think of her interview? What do you guys think of her interview? So what do y'all think? Okay, one more thing I want to play for you guys. This was played on LL's channel today, and I listened to her. I was in the bushes. I got a chance to listen, and this is regarding a hearing that Ernesto had back in October 2022, right? And he basically hold on a second. Hold on a second. You said it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
The tracker and change.
Hold on a second, y'all. Let me just pull it up. Let me just pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. That's what she was gonna put it. Oh, my foot is hurting, y'all. My foot is hurting. Hold on a second. I think she's gonna play it at the end part. Okay. Okay, this is when he was denied bond back in October 31st, 2022.
It's not on the calendar, but the 22 CP
Hold on.
conspiring to defraud the court, identity fraud.
Hold on.
They said stealing cars. Shirley, my name is Barbara, and I don't.
They just had a number of allegations.
Listen.
All right. What says the state?
Okay, here's what the state said.
Yes, Judge Jonathan Salmon for the state.
Okay, this is when he was denied bond. I didn't want to read the first part, but I wanted you guys to hear what the state was saying that Ernesto did. This is the reading that I had before. Remember, I read to you guys his charges, and I gave you stuff that was like in different states, and the thing that was done in Kentucky. Remember, I read to you guys. So I did get the information on what happened. It was he went to Kentucky to serve time. Okay, hold on. He didn't do the crime in Kentucky. He was serving the time in Kentucky. It's a federal crime.
And then I'm going to first take you through his cases, then his history, as part of my argument. As far as the cases he's here on, 22 CP 210500, it's a theft by deception where he ended up telling, basically the fraud is nonstop with the defendant. In this case,
So, Ms. Holman, you're either I'm free or you're free.
They freeze.
Can you hear me now?
Is it me that's freezing or is it him that's freezing?
It might be me. Can you hear me now?
I can't, Madam Court Reporter, is it cutting out for you?
He sounded okay, but it did start cutting out just a little bit at the end there.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, counsel.
Yes, Judge, and let me know if my connection is off. But on the 22 CP 210500, it's a theft by deception. The defendant was going to sell, basically promised to sell this woman's car. I want to just point out in the record, we have the victim, obviously in that case, because he just took the car. It's not a harmless crime, one to her, but then the person he sold it to was arrested in a different county for the stolen car that our victim reported as stolen. So someone was arrested because of his fraud. And the 22 CP 211078, the conspiracy, that happened as a dispossessory hearing in Fulton County Magistrate Court, where the defendant, you may have heard facts about this last week, involving a co-defendant, Erica Hughley, Erica King, multiple false names, but where they were defrauding the court, impersonating a lawyer, April Holloway. As part of that fraud, there was false statements, identity fraud, impersonating a lawyer in court. There's a second case, also in Fulton County Magistrate Court, that's 22 CP 212559, where it was a warrant application hearing where, again, he was conspiring to defraud the court, identity fraud, filing false documents, false statements, impersonating an attorney in court. He has two indicted cases, 22 SC 184402. It's a theft of services case. Ended up getting work done on a Dodge Charger and not paying for it. And a 22 SC 184403, a theft by taking case. He promised a individual to help him purchase a house and get him an 800 credit score and just went off with his money. Both those cases, those victims were veterans, and one of the cases was a disabled veteran. As far as his criminal history, 19 cycles, as pretrial said, just going back all the way to 1988 with a felony theft. These are only convictions that I'm listing. 1988, a felony theft by receiving. 1991, theft by taking felony and a theft by receiving felony. Also in 1989, a theft by taking felony.
You heard these charges, right? The ones I was talking about. You guys remember these? Remember the ones I read to you guys? What the indictment was all about? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that? Allegedly, yes, yes, lady, yes.
90, an armed robbery, a theft by taking, a theft by receiving, and firearm by conviction.
So armed robbery, theft by taking, theft by receiving.
Felon conviction. 1991, a theft by taking and theft by receiving conviction. False name in 92, abandonment of minor child in 92, an armed robbery conviction.
I saw that one, the abandonment of my minor child. I saw that one when I was looking. I was reading something. It had to do with some sort of seatbelt. It was like a traffic violation type of thing. That's what I remember reading on that one. I can go pull up that one for you guys if you want to hear more about that one, because I know Lovelace was talking about it.
In 1992, and a false statements conviction in 2006, along with felony bank fraud out of the feds in 2005. He's also had 2 FDAs and a probation violation. Along with the current open cases in Fulton County, there's warrants out of California for the defendant. They also involve stolen cars that he brought, the reports mentioned, bringing into the state of Georgia. He also has a warrant out of McDonough as well, Henry County, for theft involving a car. He uses many aliases, has 6 socials used by him, at least 5 different date of births. Your Honor, going through the factors,
And remember my notes I gave you at the date of birth he gave. Remember my notes. I can give you at the date of birth, you know. I know one was 1/4/1969 and one. Hold on, I think I got all of them here for you. Hold on, let me finish playing this for you guys so y'all can hear this, and I can go break down some of the stuff that I had. Abandonment of a child in Georgia means non-payment of a child support. That's not what I read in the paperwork. It didn't have anything to do with child support when I read it.
And the fraud in the court, the police ended up raiding his home and they found fraudulent notary seals, superior court stamps, law firm documents, and this investigation.
And the notary seal, remember I read that to you guys? I read the notary seals thing, and it was in Erica's thing. But remember, he's getting charged with that stuff too because it's a conspiracy charge. He got conspiracy, so whatever she did, they saying he's part of it. Okay?
Has been growing, and it's ultimately looking like it's going to be a racketeering indictment by our office, which is the reason we have.
Did y'all hear that? That was last year. They said that the racketeering thing was going to come about, and this is a year later, and there's still no racketeering charge, y'all. Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna rewind it a little bit so you guys could hear what he said. And the guy's not even working on the case anymore. That prosecutor's not even working on the case. They got the new lady working on the case. So it got new people on each side, and they didn't read the work. They didn't read the stuff that's going on. All right, here we go.
Fulton County Magistrate Court, that's 22 CP 212559, where it was a warrant application hearing where, again, he was conspiring to defraud the court, identity fraud, filing false documents, false statements, impersonating
See, he didn't remember. He's not the one that impersonated the attorney. That was Erica. But because he's part of the conspiracy, they saying he did it too. Okay.
An attorney in court.
Okay. I just want to remind you guys, everything that is being said about him is allegedly, and he is innocent until proven guilty. I have to repeat that to you guys. I know you guys have already your mind made up and things like that, but we are not the jury on this case. Where I am just providing you information. I am a very, very, very neutral party. I have no dog in this race. What I'm doing is bringing you guys information and give you guys what is being said in the courtroom. I that's why I have a time. If you guys ask me a question about how I feel about something, it's not about my feeling when I'm bringing out the information to you guys. It's about me giving you everything on all sides for you to make an educated guess based on the stuff I'm giving you. And we're not jurors. We're just spectators on the side, okay? Not a juror. I had an FBI agent tell they take their time to build a case around. And let me tell you something about FBI. I want to tell you one thing about the FBI. When they looking at you, you won't know they looking at you. I'm going to tell you that right now. You will not know that the FBI is looking at you. By the time you know, they got you. Okay? By the time you know, they got you. That's the one thing about the FBI. By the time you figure out that they looking for you, they got you already. Now, if these people are trying to do a case, they hoping for the FBI to come in, because now you letting the FBI know it's come and get them. The FBI say, hey, if you can't get them with what you got, well, we're not coming in here after you do your work. So as far as the RICO thing, I don't know now, y'all. I don't know now. I don't know. I'm not doing any speculations. I'm staying clear of that. This is allegedly all this stuff that we have here. Nothing. They are dropping and adding charges when they want. When they went to court, it appeared both sides were unprepared. I said what I said. Yep, you're right. I'm just gonna tell y'all that. Jacqueline, yep, isn't it true, Jacqueline? When the feds are coming to get you, you will not know. Because let me tell you something. By the time you know their homeworks are done and they already got you, they come in and whoop, get you up. Allegedly. They come and get you. They come swipe you up. So all this stuff about there's gonna be a RICO, but these people just hoping that they got enough stuff to get this man. I'm just gonna tell you, based on what she's saying on her little interview, and I played the interview so you guys could hear it. It doesn't sound too promising. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It just doesn't mean too promises on the side of the state. Seems like people didn't do their homework. They're trying to do their homework now. And you get what I'm saying, y'all? And I'm not trying to cop out on anything. Not trying to cop out. I'm just giving you guys some food for thought. Food for thought. Just like throwing everything on the ceiling like spaghetti, seeing what will stick to see if it's done. That's what it seems like to me. I'm just giving you my opinion on this. And remember, guys, he is innocent until proven guilty. We've been running around here seeing all this stuff, trying to make stuff, put stuff together. Folks coming up with all kinds of crazy charges and added on, and this person, and we're hearing that he's been married multiple times and all that. Let me tell you something. We ain't got nothing concrete proof of anything. You get what I'm saying? The only thing we got is the paperwork saying what is allegedly charges. Okay? Charges. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand? I'm not trying to puzzle anybody, Dev. I am just saying, okay, as I read through these things that I've gone through and as I've seen cases, he has 4 cases drop, y'all. Come on. Come on now, listen. And then even the phone calls. You don't hear him incriminating himself on anything. That man don't say nothing. You get what I'm saying? What he did allegedly is wrong, a crime, meaning that you fool people, you're con artists, right? But if the people can't prove or they can't give enough evidence of what happened to them, okay, hold on, let me back up a little bit. I'm not going to talk about the great thing. I'm not talking about that. Let's talk about the young lady who allegedly was giving him all that money. Y'all remember the one that was giving him all that money? No, saying the case is a puzzle, can't put it together without all the pieces. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. Okay, no, listen. Listen what I'm saying, y'all. Listen what I'm saying, guys. Listen what I'm saying. Now think about y'all. Let's put our detective hat on. Let's put our thinking cap on, okay? Okay, listen. One of the individuals, right? She said she met him years ago when he was with his first wife, right? Remember that? And to her back then, he seems like just I'm paraphrasing it into my own words, okay? This is not what it's saying. Let me just paraphrase it to my own word. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase it in my own words, okay? She met him back when he was with his wife, right? And she says that he was doing some shisty stuff at that point, right? Remember? She was doing some shisty stuff. And so therefore she didn't trust his stuff, and then she meets him up several years later and he's engaged to Shari Strawberry, and all of a sudden she believed he changed his shiesty ways. Come on, y'all. Come on. He changed his shiesty ways. Come on. Come on. Here's another theory, and allegedly. Suppose she wanted the lady was a Sure. Oh, tell me how you really feel, Kathleen. Kathleen, tell me how you really feel. She said, yes, that lady was a fool. She received nothing in exchange for the money she gave him. You get what I'm saying, y'all? Come on, y'all. Come on. Some of us need to be a little bit more wiser, right? A little bit more cautious of our dealing. Some of us lose money because of our greed. You hear me? Some of us lose money because of our greed. They want more and more and more for something seems too good to be true. Normally it's too good to be true. Now, come on now. Like the other lady. Okay, this man already owes you a certain amount of money, right? Listen. You gonna keep giving him money? You gonna keep giving him this every time come around? Because he giving you some sex, and you sprung, and now all of a sudden you want to give him everything, even when he didn't give you your money back. He's still tricking you. You still giving. Come on now, lady. And then all of a sudden now he not giving you the sex anymore. I'm just giving. Y'all don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just giving you another theory, okay? All of a sudden, he ain't doing the do no more. Now, Lady Majestic says the Viagra. I'm just giving y'all the facts that they all took his stuff and dropping charges and adding charges mean he probably about to get out on bond. And however, they only have a certain amount of time to charge him. Y'all, come on, let's get serious. Let's get serious. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be mean. Cause you know what, y'all? I'm neutral. I have no dog in this race. I'm just getting y'all to think other things, okay? Because now, for it to take this long, and I'm going based on her interview. I'm going based on the DA's interview now. I'm going based on DA's interview, based on what she said, right? Does these people's story fit well with you? The only person I'm really more concerned about him duping that veteran. You can't do the veteran wrong like that. Can't do Mr. Veteran wrong, okay? But all the other ones, y'all. Bad relationship gone badder, if that's a word. Bad relationship gone badder. I'm just making up words now. Okay, y'all, come on. Come on, ladies. Come on, let's be realistic here. And I'm not trying to throw a monkey wrench into anything, but I'm just trying to think logically and seeing what the defense is going to come up with. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? She said a fool and his money always parts ways. Pay your bills and you can get a good credit. All the red flags was there. I know they had some type of bad feelings about the situation, allegedly. Exactly. Now, come on, y'all. Listen, Linda, listen. The man comes to you. First, he to ask you for you trying to buy something, right? And he asks you. I'm just making up my own story now, okay? He comes to you, say, "Hey, Sam, Samantha, whatever your name is, honey, I saw this big, nice refrigerator at the store. I don't have the money for it, but can you give me a little bit, and I'll just give you your money back?" He said he needs the $5,000 for you to help him with get that refrigerator, right? You give him the $5,000 for the refrigerator. He goes and you don't see no refrigerator now, right? But he goes and claim he buy what? Sam, I thought the refrigerator was $5,000, but it costs more money. Can I get $2,000 more? And you goes and give him the other $2,000 along with the $5,000. Now he owes you $7,000, right? Still haven't paid a month down the road. Still haven't paid you the money. Still don't see no refrigerator. Still don't see anything. Then he comes in. Hey Sam, listen. Do you got some work that you need to be done around your house? The kid said, "Fool." And she said, "You got some work you have to do around your house." And you like, "Yeah, I do have some." He says, "Well, I can do the work for you, but and he's not doing it for free, y'all. He gonna charge you to do the work around the house. But meanwhile, he owes you $7,000, right?" I'm not laughing now. I'm not laughing, but no, you understand? Yes, Erica, keep racking it up, right? Now, come on now, y'all. Eventually, now you are down the drain, and you behind. He owes you like about $20,000 now, right? He comes back to you. Hey Sam, I know I owe you that $20,000, and I didn't fix all the stuff that I told you I was gonna fix in your house. But let me use your car so I can go down the street and get some groceries. Wait. No. He takes your car. He goes to get an ambulance and say, "Hey," and then you don't have a car. You don't have nothing because everything's gone, right? You understand what I'm saying? Go. He goes down the street. He said he can. You're looking for your car. You can't go to work. So he says, "Okay, I'll come and pick you up in a police car." Because it really is an ambulance, but a police car. The police car. He says, "I'll come over tonight and pick you, and I'll sleep over your house." Now he ain't pay no rent, gonna pay nothing, but he gonna come and sleep at your house. He give you a little bit more liquor Viagra. Then he takes you to take you and your kids to school and work, and guess what? The police car breaks down, right? I'm telling, it's the truth. This is what y'all remember. I read it back and forth and stuff like that. I'm just putting on different things, and because I don't want to tell exactly the same story, but it's something like it. Okay. He makes you walk home. The police car is broken down. You gotta walk home with your kid. But meanwhile, you're down to $20,000. You don't have a car. You got stuck with the police car breaking down. You got to work home. Your feet hurt. It's hot. It's sweaty. Now tell me, when you get to court, what do you think the judge gonna do? I'm not laughing. It's not funny. You said please, but I'm telling you, lady, come on, y'all. Just think of it. Just think of this whole story. Think of how you go to court. Now, what does that sound like? Do you understand what I'm saying, y'all? Do you get what I'm saying? And I know when we first started hearing this, we're like, "Oh my God, he is so terrible. He's a con artist." Yes, he is a professional con artist. Yes, right. But y'all, listen. Ken is necessary. Read all women to avoid situation like this. Pipala. Y'all better read that book. Y'all better read it. Pipology by Pimpin' Ken. Go, y'all need to go read that book. Give him your car and look, give him your car, send him money for SUV and still come up empty. Hello, I know her heart broke when the ambulance pulled up. Reality. Player is about to play the playground. But yeah, I mean, and I'm laughing at this situation, but y'all, don't you think the state is having to scratch their head when they read this over and over and over and over and over and over? And it's like, do you want to bring this to the grand jury? Do you think they're going to believe this? The grand jury is going to ask questions. I'm going to tell you that right now. Look, they're going to say, "Hey, this doesn't sound like a crime. This sounds like a civil matter for them to go sue him to get their money back, because this doesn't seem like a crime. Theft by deception, I don't think it's deception. It's foolery. It's you being foolish and wanting the man ding because he gave you some ding." I'm y'all. I'm not being mean. I am just giving you guys another look at what's happening. That's all. So don't, and listen, people who gonna come and try to put me in that little box and saying, "Oh, Sylvia, you wrong for that." Listen, I'm just giving you another side of it, guys. Another side. Just another look of other things, A relationship gone bad. Fair exchange, no robbery. Now, y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know that they're trying to get the A game on, cross all the T's, dot all the I's when they go to grand jury. Come on. This should have went to the grand jury. Remember, she said grand jury meet. They got 2 sets of grand jury to meet to make sure they get all the backlog. They just don't want to look like a fool bringing this kind of case to the grand jury. Grand jury is gonna say, "What the heck? This lady." First of all, this lady knew the man was married. He asked her about a massage, and then she says, "Oh, she don't want to give massage and all this, blah 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 blah." And listen, guys, she's a school teacher. School teacher doing all of this, the extra stuff, the extra stuff. You get what I'm saying? If you was on the grand jury, what would y'all do? Now give me your honest opinion. If you hear this story like this, what would y'all do? I don't believe his bond will be lowered. And even if it's lowered, he's still not getting out. Angelique? He probably can't afford it. You're probably right. Because let me tell you, if he could afford to get the bond out like that and he got a public defender, they're going to take that public defender out of there and just like, dude, you better get a regular paid attorney. Because if you could get this bond, this kind of money like this, you need to get yourself an attorney. Unless they do a GoFundMe account. I heard somebody did a GoFundMe account on something I was listening to on a conference phone call today with didn't they say something about a fun GoFundMe account when he was talking? Oh, y'all, let's listen to something. Hold on. I was listening to phone call today, right? And don't Dion sound like he was doing a confession here? This is my confession type of thing. Oh, thank you for the cash app. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you so much for the cash app. It's nighttime. I'm in another room and I'm on my laptop, so I can't do your music for you. So thank you. Thank you for the cash app. All right, hold on. Let me play this for you guys because I rested today. That's why I'm up late. Hold on. I'm gonna play this for y'all. Let me play something to you. Hold y'all for a minute. This is from phone calls today. Phone calls from prison. This is Ernesto's call from today. Y'all, tell me, don't you think Dion is like doing a confession here? I'm gonna play it. Hold on.
Ask yourself to go out and ask people to forgive you what you have done to them. Happy Sunday. Get out here and enjoy nature. It's beautiful.
Do you notice he's always doing this water calming thing too? Don't you think it's a water calming thing that he does here? He's like a thing with the water. I gotta go see what significance of water.
Life's good all the time. Ernesto's.
This video contains 5 short calls from 2023.
Shout out to
In this
phone
first
calls
call
from
January
prison.
1st, Ernesto talks to Sonia about what he calls the great news. Ernesto seems more reluctant to talk on the phone than normal. Take a listen.
This is
Hey, I don't want to talk too much. You made it to your destination?
No. Well, I'm waiting for him to meet me for lunch. But he postponed or whatever.
He did?
I don't know. He said he got to cancel the place, and then I called and he was saying he was still trying to be on, but I had at 5 o'clock with the owner of the spot from last night and this girl.
Right.
Because they want to do brunch starting next week at their location.
Okay. All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I don't want to talk too much right now.
All right.
Hey. Okay. So, if y'all do meet up, make sure you call my folks in front of you and tell them the great information. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cause I just rapped with them, and yeah. So that'll make them feel much better, so we can move forward on the same page.
Oh, he called you?
No. I'm going by what you said. That's all.
Oh, you said another comment. I thought you talked to somebody.
No, I ain't talking. I did talk to Dion. I did talk to her. But I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you got me now? But I want him to call them in front of you and tell them the same thing they told you. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Now you want to close the case with her.
They've been doing it anyway.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that part? Sylvia, you are a good storyteller. Cappuccino. I was just telling y'all the truth. Like, listen. Did y'all hear what he just said? Y'all, they talking in code and they talking about Shirley at one point. Because he says about them telling her about the case. He said they've been telling her. You trying to hide some stuff from Shirley? And he told Brooke, he said there's been some, they were talking about Shirley. So he's trying to talk in code about the attorney and stuff like that. And they're trying to. Y'all, I'm telling you, for some strange reason, how exhausted it must be to talk and comprehend code. Oh, I hope that bum will not be getting out. That's what intent says, y'all. That's not Sylvia saying that. I'm just reading y'all messages, okay? All those that's listening to my thing in the bushes. It's not Sylvia saying that. I'm reading the people's chat in the chat. Y'all ain't gonna get me in trouble with y'all comments. Y'all not getting me in trouble. Everything is allegedly in the chat of those that's listening to my calls. Not my calls. Y'all got me thinking I'm getting people listening to my calls. I wouldn't be able to keep up for real. If he goes free, he may continue to violate and get bolder. They are going to wait until someone is seriously hurt, or we're not going to say that delete people. Authorities sometimes wait to pick up the pieces after disaster. Kate says yes. I can't take the code word. He's killing me. There need to be subtitles up whenever whenever he's talking. Right. All right, thanks, Koopy. All right, make sure you hit the like button and share and hit the notification. What month was this called? This was in, I think, January, if I'm not mistaken, because they go to February next. This is January. I think January 1st. Because he's getting water refreshed. Think around the 1st of January of 2023. All right, let me finish playing this one. Hold on. They're speaking in code, okay? Just because they were dumb doesn't mean they aren't victims. I didn't say they weren't victims, did I? Okay. Listen. We're not having what we had yesterday. Okay, we could agree to disagree. And I am giving you another scenario. I didn't say nobody wasn't a victim. I'm just giving you a scenario, y'all. Don't get your panties in a wad, y'all. Don't do that. We're just having conversation. We're looking at things in different ways. It's because we don't know the facts. All we're doing is speculating, okay? And everything is alleged. Because guess what? No indictment on none of these charges. There's no indictment. He has no indictment. Let's get that clear. All right. If you're coming in here, you're in your feelings. Let's leave the feelings at the door, please. We're coming in here to have a good time, to discuss this. We're not part of this case, and if anybody in this that's in this chat that is part of this case, my apology if you think that we're talking about you in a way that doesn't feel good. It's just I'm giving you another viewpoint. Because let me tell you something. There is a reason why they have not indicted this, okay? There's absolute reason. And I don't want you to sit there and get disappointed. I'm just giving you another viewpoint, okay? That's it. And trust me, I'm not laughing at your situation. I'm just giving you some outlook. So, woosah, breathe out for a minute. Woosah, breathe out the negative energy. Breathe in positivity. Breathe out negativity. Because we're not going the negative route tonight. Not tonight. Okay? Woosah. All right. You guys made me forget what I was talking. Oh, I was playing his thing. Hold on. Let me finish playing this. This is what I was doing, playing this.
They've been doing it anyway. So, but anyway, I can't go too much on detail right at this moment.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to do an insanity plea after a while if something happens? Because just that laughter all the time, that would be a good insanity plea. They'd be like, what is this man laughing at? Why he keeps laughing? Something's wrong. Why is he laughing like this? It's nothing funny. Why is he laughing? Jacqueline, I'm just making a comment. They probably will. Oh my God. Okay. Bless said nope. Vicky said yeah. Okay, let's go. We got 50-50 here. And the kid just said probably. Very smart for that. But look, the way he's laughing like that all the time, every conversation he's laughing, and it's that annoying laugh. You understand what I'm saying? That annoying laugh. You know, that laugh was like, okay, I'm bringing something to you very serious, and you're laughing. What's wrong with you? Why are you laughing? It's not funny. Because even Shirley said it at one point. You know, it's like, okay. All right, let's go. Part of the con. Okay. Thank you, Mel. Thank you for helping me get through putting my Christmas tree up, even though no one can appreciate this alleged commentary can. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Mel. Appreciate you. Let's see. Nesto said he is innocent. And listen, y'all. I said what I said. He's right, y'all. Remember, he is innocent until proven guilty. We got to be fair about this, y'all. I don't care how our feelings are, what we think, and how we might think, hey, this is guilty. No. He's not guilty. He's innocent. Now, the other stuff he's did in the past, you could say he's guilty because he was been convicted of it. He took plea deals and all this kind of stuff, right? Those things. But the current stuff, he's innocent until proven guilty. Thank you, Devin. Innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to say it 1,000 times in this chat. So to folks who stop coming at me saying, oh, you for him. No, I'm not for anybody. To be deemed incompetent to proceed, a court-appointed psychiatrist is assigned and evaluated. They have to deem you incompetent to proceed to trial. It's not easy to be found incompetent. Okay. All right. Thank you for that 411, Miss Audra. Okay, so let me finish playing this for you guys because y'all keeping me from reading it. Playing this. Okay, don't y'all want to hear it? Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Now they gonna meet you today. I know they are. Yeah.
He may or may not.
Let me come get you. Man. Let me figure out where you at. Let me meet you where you at. That's what
he said. He said he was gonna come. I thought he wanted me to just meet you there, and he was gonna send a car, and he was like, "No, I'll still come pick you up. You know you don't drive."
Thank you. That's what that is. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta be somewhere at 5, so he can't. You know, my time is very limited. Where I'll be out of here on Tuesday morning.
I understand. He gonna be there at 3. He gonna meet you at 3. Hopefully. Wait a minute. Hold on. They say he gonna meet you, or they not gonna meet you. Which one is it?
It's 2:44. So he said,
Does she not know what the man say?
okay, and I thought I'm going to need to cancel this at this place. I need to handle some business for my little one.
So he canceling her.
Oh, okay.
He
canceled.
Actually, not little. He's in his late 20s.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know.
Okay, but they still not saying that. They canceled it. They said he canceled it.
He just
He canceled
canceled
the
it.
location, but he said keep getting dressed. I'm like, I'm already dressed. I had a visit. Remember? He was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was like, yeah.
Okay.
There he go laughing.
You just all you gotta do is say you pull up on them, wherever they at.
That's what I said. I'll meet you where you at.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
I get it.
I don't know.
All right, yeah, just make sure y'all meet, but yeah, make sure they call in front of you, tell them stay in. Did they call you with the information? They must call you with the information this morning.
No, he told me last night after I got phone too.
Oh, damn. That was late.
Wait, hold on. So he's talking to her late at night. He said, damn, that was late. So he's talking to her late at night like that. They let you use the phone late at night in the jail. Somebody, he can't understand her any better than us. She got more weird sound effects in that little bit. Sonia sound like her mouth is wired shut. Oh, Ernesto's running things from behind. Yeah, he is running things from behind bars. How much y'all want to bet that the feds has tapped and are investigating Sonia? Vicky! I don't. Vicky, allegedly. But Vicky, I don't know. I might step to the side that you're talking about. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Allegedly. We gotta say the word allegedly. Okay, let me play this.
Hold on, just a second. Lovable. Hold on. I'll be here in 15 minutes. Okay, so him is right here.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So make sure you get down the call and right in front of you tell the same information that was heard. The great news.
There go that laugh again, y'all.
What's her man coming home?
Hey, I got to go.
He got to go, y'all. He got to go.
Okay, bye.
He got to go with the 5 minutes free call.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
This next call is a 5-minute free call that was made on January 3rd.
He's making all
Sonia
the
is at
free
the airport,
calls.
and Ernesto again seems a bit hesitant to talk on the phone. Take a listen.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. This is my free call. Not clear. Just checking on
For
you.
real?
How you doing? Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just checking on to see how you doing. I ain't talking about too much right now.
Why are you out of talk? You talked me to death yesterday?
No, I didn't talk to you at all yesterday. So,
They're gonna laugh.
So, anyway,
Hello?
you good?
Yeah, I'm getting on the plane.
Okay.
Yes, you are good. You're good.
Okay, thank you. I guess the message, yeah. Send me a message, let me know you're safe and everything.
Safe and everything.
I landed around 11. But I could talk. Okay. The plane is just boarding, so I got a good 20 minutes.
So she's coming to Atlanta on that flight, huh?
You said it's cloudy?
Yeah, crowded.
Oh, crowded? Yeah. This airport is ridiculous. I got here at 7 o'clock. And I didn't even, yes, and I'm just getting to the plane. I didn't even sit down like I normally do.
Wow. Well, no,
That's crazy.
you think they come home for their vacation or what?
Yeah, holiday, you know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The holiday.
Oh, well, it's the first day of work in school today, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me know.
It's the holiday. That's what it is, the holiday.
Oh, okay. Did you get some rest last night?
Yeah. I did.
So,
Yeah, I did.
Whatever happened with your brunch guy, your brunch person? Did that ever work out for you?
I didn't even go and do any of that, but I'll be right back. So I gotta worry about other things. That's all. I just, you know.
Are you drained?
No, I'm just agitated on some other shit. That's all.
Oh, that you ain't told me about?
Huh?
Well, send me a message. Let me hear it. Just type it out.
You don't want to hear.
There you go laughing again.
Computer because the phone freezes after one sentence. That's why.
They go to
When
laugh.
you see them short little sentences, it's on the phone. I can't type long on the phone because it starts stopping and stalling and freezing up. So the only time I can type long is on the computer, which I can't use my computer right now. But I'm good. I'm sitting down on my chair. I'm in my seat.
Some water. Keep listening.
Okay, so is okay. Is that thing you talk about or something later to help you figure it out, or you can just try to figure it out on your own, or you just
No, it's just I gotta just it's just throwing everything right now. Some things into a loop. That's all. I got right. In my townhouse, the person that's renting it is half-ass paying rent and getting on my nerves about it. And so, yeah, and I was trying to hope that I could
You have 1 minute remaining.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, call me at noon. Cause my boss is out of town this whole week.
okay, cool. I'll call you.
Call me at noon.
And just hold that thought. Just vent it all out. How about that?
You so silly. Yeah, it's all good.
All right. Love you very much.
I love you.
He said, love you very much.
Bye.
He said, love you very much.
Next is a 5-minute free call that was made on January 17th, and it's between Ernesto and Dion.
Uh-oh. Here it is. This is one I've been waiting on, y'all.
How you doing, Phil?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm just checking on you, man.
Y'all, Dion don't sound too pleasant. He said, how you doing, player? Dion sound like, okay, Dad, what's up with this mess? What's up, Dad? Y'all listen. Okay, hello.
You all right?
How you doing?
Huh?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just shoot. They got the news. They got 40 years for some fentanyl. So I'm doing better than you doing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, shit crazy.
Yeah, that news is something else, sir. Yeah.
My cousin on there.
Yeah,
He said my cousin on there. He said my cousin on there. You're gonna start asking him some question about it. Hold on, y'all.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to say because this first day we got a chance to watch TV again because the shit was off. So I'm trying to see then. Did it show it again today?
He's showing it, but they're just trying to put a GoFundMe together for him now.
Oh, so they're trying to get a GoFundMe account for the cousin. Do you think Nestle's gonna get a GoFundMe for his thing too? Because he's saying he's indigent. So do you think somebody gonna try to help him? Well, no, somebody can't help him because he gotta pay. He got a public defender already. Probably got implicated in some of these crimes. He ain't feeling his dad. He sure is. And he like, okay, what's up, dude? Come on, what do you want? Hold on. You gotta hear what he says, y'all. Hold on. You gotta hear what Dion says. Hold on.
It's all the money.
Damn. Okay. So you putting it together?
It's put together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy out here in this world. Yep.
You need this pussy out here.
Yes, it is. Yes,
You
it
can't
is.
even beat a nigga up no more.
What?
You gotta keep your hand to yourself out here in this world we in.
Damn.
Gotta keep your hand to yourself, he says.
Like all that shit who we used to be doing to people.
Yeah, that's over with.
Man, listen.
You hear he said the SHIT we used to be doing to the people. And he said that's over with. Yeah. We don't know who the sponsor of his bond is. Lady saying good night. Who is? Okay, let's go.
You get away with that shit by the grace of God nowadays.
Wow.
I'm
Damn.
telling you, this shit ain't the same.
It ain't the same, y'all.
Okay, imagine when I was 18 and I backed that BMW up and I asked the nigga to get my face back.
You hear him? When he had that BMW, he backed it up and he told us the stuff. Someone effed up the bag, beating up people. Y'all hear all the stuff he's saying, right? Y'all hear it. This is my confession. That's Dion's confession, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
It's over now.
So imagine nowadays at 18. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Remember nigga with the busting them beer bottles up and then all day you gotta come out the barber shop. I don't know what the hell y'all whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Fast forward 15 years later, man, you can't do that to no 18-year-old now.
Damn.
Barely was getting away. I almost didn't get away with it then.
Damn. That's over.
So this shit just wild out here. Everybody think it's Atlanta. It's just the world we in now, man.
You hear the confession, right, y'all?
It is. It's
It's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I'm be all right. Yeah, I'm be all right.
I took the truck over that tour.
Oh, you did?
Now they talking about Shirley.
Right.
You know, they talking about Shirley because he said he took the truck over there to her. He said, oh, you did? Yeah, he talking about Shirley now. Now he gonna try to figure out what was in the truck. If he got the stuff out the truck. Hold on.
For a minute, dang, whatever she's trying to do.
I don't know. I just rather, hey man, that's what you want me to do. I asked her what she was trying to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on my shit.
Yeah, because I lost everything now, but I ain't get it back. That ain't nothing. But, shit, I guess they start all over again to something else.
You always come back bigger. I left your stuff in the truck, though.
Huh?
So you always come back bigger. I left all your stuff in the truck, though.
Oh, what was in there? Clothes or something?
I didn't go pretty bad, you know. It was really, man. I know she probably ain't going to a new spot, so I just left it in there.
You have 1 minute remaining.
All right.
God damn.
Yeah, because it's free on this one. Yeah, they don't move this today, so.
You can hang up.
Y'all hear that, right? You heard, right, Aries?
You can hang up and call back.
All right. Okay.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
In this next call from February 6th, Ernesto tells Sonia that he has been sick all day. Take a listen.
Oh, here come the sickness starting up, y'all.
What you do today?
My stomach been hurting all day. I don't know if I got acid reflux or I got I don't know, it's just been hurting for like the past 2 days. So,
What you eat?
nothing. So.
What?
That seems like she's more of the woman than Shirley.
That's all.
What did you eat last? That was a lot of food. What was a whole meal that you?
It was not a lot of food. It was a patty or something, some kind of grilled patty they gave. I don't know if it was spoiled or what.
Oh, you think you got food poisoning or something?
I think so. Going on. Yeah.
Now she's a doctor now, y'all.
Yeah.
She's saying she's
She's
diagnosing with food poison now.
No, not really. Been drinking water, but they're gonna take me in a minute to the medical floor and give me something. I don't know if it was cold in here because I was shaking in last night. I was asleep, so I don't know.
You think you got coming down with something other than like
stomach virus?
It's just your stomach that's upset.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
But they are gonna give you some attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll wait to count time, so I just will call you for count time over it.
Oh, they get ready to do count time.
Yeah. So.
No, my ass is stressing when you don't call.
Oh, she gets stressed when you don't call.
I call you.
It's okay. No, I mean, it's fine. It's not an attitude thing. It's just, I'm stressed when you don't call. Okay. And nothing's changed on the thing. And I haven't heard anything from your lawyer.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, it's just another day with no result.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep. You don't call me back?
Yeah, I'll call you back later.
All right, take care. Feel better.
I'll call you back.
That's fine. I'll be gone. Feel better.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Sonia's at the airport again in this next call for February 13th. She and Ernesto talk about the Super Bowl. Take a listen.
Hi.
Come on, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. You make it over there?
I'm at the airport.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Okay.
You see the game? I didn't hear from you.
I guess I watching the game last night. It's just so we got a little years. Sorry.
Oh, was it? No, that's fine. That's always a good reason. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
It was a good game, right?
Yeah, it was a really good game. I would say that one, the best one so far. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good game, but I wanted the green team to win. I like his quarterback better.
Oh, you do? Why? Why you like
I don't know. Because even though he just looked more black than the other guy.
Oh, it's about the black thing. Okay.
I'm racist.
That's what I understand it.
Well, they both black. They both black, but the other guy, the other one, the light skinned dude, his wife is white. His whole demeanor is white. You know what I'm saying? He's on a white acting. I mean, he could go either way because his mama's white and his daddy black. So he can go either way. His daddy was there, though.
Well, what's the difference between your mama white and your daddy white? What makes you black?
No. You can pick either team. That's the thing. You have both one of each pair. You can pick either team. No. But I'm just saying because like Drake was because you were in that household. So that's not 90% mothers raise the kids nowadays. So you can just tell that his daddy wasn't in the house because his father looked like a dude from down the way. He do. He looked like he was smoked out and all kind of shit. Like he was crackhead. Yeah, that's how he looks.
Damn, that's
clear. All the way on the other side. All right, thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Damn. That I didn't see no dad. I didn't see the daddy.
Yeah, the daddy. He had the daddy at the end, and he was squeezing him real tight. Father skinny as shit. He looked like he was a crackhead.
What?
He turned around. I was like, oh, he looked like he from the fucking hood. Yeah, his daddy looked like he went around because he had straight white and he had straight like a cracker. His wife is a hot fucking mess. But they went to high school together. You know, they grew up together. But that bitch was ugly.
What?
He had an ugly white ass wife.
You lying? I didn't see that.
His wife was white and unattractive.
Wow.
Unattractive.
Well, that's what he like, I guess, you know. Damn. So what's your day looking like today?
It's kind of work after I get here. After I get there.
Okay. All right. Well, I love you. Have a good day today. This is a 5 minute.
That's clear. Yeah.
I'll call you back later. I'll call you back later. I'm gonna call you back later.
Call me back around 3.
Okay. All right. Love you, bye. This thing got off yet.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Little water again.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn notifications
Okay,
on so
that
you don't
is
miss
it
the next
for
one.
Those were some boring short calls, but the only thing that was like intriguing was when Dion was talking. It seemed like he was doing a little bit of confession to me. All right, guys. Let's see. So, do you guys ever go to bed? Do y'all ever go to sleep? Because I'm about to go to bed. And let me put the link in for a second. Let me put the link in. Put it sink in for a second and just see if I said what I said want to come up. I think it was somebody else from last time wanted to come up. I said what I said. Did you want to hit the link? And it was somebody else the other night. I can't remember the name. But wanted to come up. Sylvia wants to view not to empower you against a man like, huh? Sylvia wants views not to empower you against a man like, oh Lord. I don't know where you come with your nonsense, Cecilia.
Let me take that out.
Hey, I said what I said.
Hey, Sylvia, sorry about that. I had turned the TV off. So, Ernesto and Sonya just killing me. I've been over here just dying laughing. Because I've just come to the same conclusions, in my opinion, and allegedly, that he's not gonna do a lot of time, if he do any, and not get time served. Because they're not really working the case like they, should. She just told us the answer that they didn't have enough staff to really do what they need to do. So I'm assuming that I've always been saying that.
What they need to do.
I said that a long time ago. I could see that they weren't really working it.
They're trying to get as much time from him right now. Because it probably be one of those things they threw. Because you see those 2 things they threw away already. This is what I want people to understand. Those 2 things are thrown away.
Well, those are not the only 2 things that they threw away, but they threw away some other things.
Yeah, a couple of years ago stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and so they, it's kind of like a catch me if you can situation to me. And I'm not saying that he probably not guilty, but we have to go by the law, and the law says you're innocent until proven guilty, and they haven't proved
anything. Amen on that. Amen.
Because it's a lot of people get away with things and they just don't get caught. So that's just that's just how the game played.
And we definitely need to know what the facts are, no evidence and stuff like that for us to make a judgment on this, because we don't know.
Well, I'm just really fascinated about it. I haven't made an opinion. At first, I was very opinionated about it, but it's become comical to me because you can't make this stuff up. So I'm just here really for the entertainment
Yeah, yeah,
because
me
it's very,
too.
very, yeah, it's very entertaining and it's very informative also, though.
And I'm learning a lot through this case. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't see you, Vicky. Hold on. I don't have my glasses on. That's why. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. I can't like I see figures. I don't see what it's anybody. Sorry about that, Vicky.
I'm learning a lot too, and I hope a lot of people are learning not a lot as well as the men as well as the women
Yeah, yeah.
because anybody can get be taken advantage of
Bamboozle.
and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get bamboozled and it's gonna happen to you. It's bound to happen to you. Maybe not on this level, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people that's probably over 30 probably been duped before by somebody.
Yep. Yep. What happened to Vicky? She left. What happened?
Have no idea. A lot of times Vegas don't have pretty good internet a lot of times. But
Huh?
I just think Nesto and I just think all this host of characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody is just waiting on him to come home and they come and live their life. I don't think that many relationships is being destroyed or and the ones that have been, I feel like Nestor is so charismatic. He's gonna mend all the fences with everybody. He's gonna put the pieces back together what he need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying he's gonna be doing the same thing that he was doing. But whatever he decide to do, he's gonna put those pieces back together so everything can fit, the way he needed to, so everything can ride smooth.
Mm.
In my
Er-
opinion.
Yep. Aries says, when will the next episode of Atlanta Wise and the Restless be on? Oh, I don't know. I've never watched it. What is that?
I have no
You?
idea what he's talking about.
I don't know.
Maybe you should talking about. Are you talking about the next phone call or the next court date?
Next court date is on the 13th. And I told you, I got the approval for the Rule 22. I will be on the Zoom panel.
Oh,
Y'all be
good.
seeing me. Y'all see me in one of the little boxes, but I'll be streaming it as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching it from the house. I got it wrote down and everything. Got the Judge Manning on my subscriber list, so I'm ready for it.
Yeah. But I'll be on there. And I'll be streaming it from here. Oh, this is what I want to show y'all. Hold on. I want to show y'all this because people didn't believe that, and because so many people, I hope they don't get in trouble later on with this. But
Hmm.
hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on.
Sylvia,
Huh?
you wanna? Do we have any moderators in the chat?
I should. Is anybody in the chat? Let's see. Why? Something's going on.
Yeah, we just had another unpleasant message.
Hold on. Let's see. Who is that? About what's happening to our people, like true
Stephanie say she got it.
podcasters. Oh Lord. Thanks, Steph. Thank you, Stephanie.
Much obliged. But yeah, I'm thinking everybody ready. This is a very interesting case, though. It's got so many twists and turns, and you just really never know how it's gonna end up.
Okay, Melanie says, do you also follow Nature Boy's case? I think he's in Fulton County as well as he's been waiting for indictment as well. You know what, Melanie, I have not. I wish I knew what's his real name because I can go to court tomorrow and I can look it up. I can send me an email because if you send me an email, then I'll be able to remind myself when I get to court to look it up if you don't mind. If you don't mind. I was about to say something to you. What were we talking about before the troll came in?
Well, I just said that you were looking something up, I believe you, because you said
Oh, I
you
got
got
it.
permission and you're gonna be doing the Zoom.
I got it. Hold on. This is
All
what I
right.
want to show the people. Hold on. This is what I want to show.
Yeah.
Vicky, hold on. This is what I want to show. What the judges thing say. Do you see what it says right here? It says here, Rule 22. You hear that?
Mhm.
Rule 22, use of recording a device and cell phone. Okay? Says here, parties participating in remote proceedings and person viewing live streams such proceedings are reminded of the prohibition against photographing, recording, and rebroadcasting court proceedings. Uniform your Supreme Court Rule 22. You see that? It says
Mhm.
any recording of court proceeding held by video or teleconference, including screenshots and visual copying, is prohibited absent prior approval of judge presiding over the proceeding. A copy of the rule and the form is requested permission to record are available at fultoncountycourt.org. You see that, right?
Mhm.
So if people that be putting that stuff up, if they don't have a Rule 22, they are in violation and they can get in trouble.
Mm.
Okay? There's a lot of folks that's been playing these things. They don't understand that there is rules for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Fair Use Act. You know, you have to put your disclaimers up.
But you can't use a disclaimer on a court proceeding because you have to have a Rule 22 for you to even put
Yeah.
it up.
I'm just saying you got to do correct procedures.
Yeah, yep.
The
So,
way to do
guys,
it.
that's why I was telling you guys that I had to get my Rule 22. And I did get my Rule 22, and I'm going to show you guys my Rule 22. Hold on. So, go see what it is.
Sylvia, are you still gonna interview Judge Manning too? Have you got that approval yet?
Yes, she said yes. She said
Did she?
yes.
Yay!
She
So, yeah, I
seems
just
like
got to.
such a sweetheart. She really does seem like a sweet lady. Um,
She is definitely.
her whole demeanor, excuse me, her whole demeanor seems sweet. There was one case I watched with her where
Mhm.
it was a like a ratchet. The woman was just over talking, and
Mm.
she's like, I let my husband rule the house at home, but here I'm the king of the court. And I was
Mm.
like, you talk, girl, talk.
You go, girl.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see. Get my Rule 22 here.
You been watching some of her cases, Vicky?
Yeah, I've watched quite a few of them. It's been a while. It's been maybe about 5 months since I've watched one of her, like any of her
Mhm.
cases. But I used to watch them pretty regularly, and I like her whole demeanor. Oh, pre-trial.
Yeah. I thought
Mm,
something was wrong at first when I heard the first time I heard. I'm like, what's going on with this judge?
And I like her because she's military. She's fair with her bail. Like
Mhm.
I know some people think that she's too lenient. Some people think that she's too tough. But I mean, it's a hard
Mhm.
job. Just like I understand where is it Fannie? Is it Willis? Her last name Willis?
yeah, well, it's
Yeah, I wasn't trying to offend with the Trump comment, but I'm just like, I know when DAs are trying to get like publicity, and
Mhm.
that one they kind of progress pretty quickly because they got him in and out, and they could now, and I it just it kind of upsets me when I hear that some people can just be held for that long. Now I understand murders and sexual assault offenses. Completely
Mhm.
get that. You have to get the data in properly. And I made a comment that there are places that you can donate to if you um, have the extra funds, even if it's just a few dollars. Where like for sexual assault cases, because there's such a backlog with them testing the DNA and comparing it and put it in codex and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can donate to these places to help them get funding for that. To fund and get it progressed through. I understand that they have to get all that, but they're quick to they're so quick to arrest you, and I've been arrested before. it's not a it's not a fun process.
Right.
It ain't fun. Remember, I told you my story. We gotta do my story time on that one.
Girl, yeah, I mean, true. I know at the time I deserved it, and it saved my life. But it's like it's not fun though. And if you
Right.
live in a small jurisdiction,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're gonna get the good old boy treatment. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't getting no like fast like in and out. And I would just think I would think that Atlanta would be more well funded. And
Mm-hmm.
I heard what she was saying, but she really did seem defensive when it came to these things. And she
Mm-hmm.
probably should have had a publicist there to kind of interject, or someone there to interject a little bit more about some of the questions. Was that Anderson Cooper?
No,
It sounded like Anderson Cooper.
Mm-mm.
Um, she probably should have had somebody there, or or like maybe her assistant district attorney there with her to so they can bounce questions off of the both of them. But I just think that they're picking and choosing which ones they want to progress, and I understand why they arrested Ernesto. Ernesto was a menace, is a menace, and his crimes were just accelerating to is from just based off what we're seeing, because he's just like robbing Peter to pay Paul and ripping allegedly ripping this person off to pay this person, or to make sure that he balances things out or keep up appearances and so forth. um I get why they need to take him off the street, but he is still an American, allegedly. And even though he has 6 social security numbers and 5 date of births and about 12 different names, he still deserves he has due process. And I it's kind of weird that they just haven't they haven't turned it over to the feds, or the feds haven't picked it up yet, because that's what it sounds like where it's going. Like they're holding him, and this is my thought process. They're holding him until they can get all of the evidence, because you can't tell me that all of these people have been named, and they like I can't even remember the names, but all of these people have been named in the charging instrument, or at least the complaint that they've been doing these crimes with outside of Erica, and nobody else has been like brought up or arrested. That's kind of odd, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's odd. However, it's still fairly a new case because a lot of people. I'm pretty sure like they heard his name, but until that landlord came and told it on them and kind of made them start looking into him, I thought it was more of a domino effect. It's the way that they got it. It's like they keep adding charges or dropping them, or you know, once he got in there.
But I mean, that's
So I
why I
feel
think.
like it. Yeah, I just feel like like you said, you have to investigate things, and it maybe just take them a little bit longer to investigate than you know.
But normally, I watch a lot of true crime. You've seen it like in true crime cases where they will, you can get out on a bond, you can get out on tether, or like ankle monitor or whatever, and you check in every week or whatever. Even though I kind of have a feeling that he may split. You can get out, and then once they have everything in order, they rearrest you.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
just sounds like they got a backlog too for Donna Sylvia.
yeah. There go my rule 22, y'all. Y'all see?
Mhm.
And you see she signed it at the bottom. See? Approved. And there's her signature. Y'all see? So
Pull it
that's
up a little bit more. Now we can see her signature. Yeah,
huh?
you just had to pull it up a little bit more so we can see her signature, but we saw it.
Okay.
That's all I was saying. But yeah.
So I got my rule 22. So I will be in there. I'll be on live because it's 5 o'clock in the evening. And that's how they're gonna do the Zoom.
Mhm.
So this is a hearing to see if he can get his bond lowered.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
But she already, so she's in Fulton County.
Mm-hmm.
He's still in Cobb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Cobb County, does he have all of his bonds secured for Cobb County?
No, there's nothing in Cobb County.
Oh, there's nothing okay.
All of it's Fulton stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they just moved him over there, didn't they?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
because
They
that's
sold the
right. I
private.
did read that. Because of the housing issue. He's in the geriatric ward, right? Like geriatric unit.
That's what he said with the older people.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I understand. So it's Fulton County. He's got a who's goes. I wondered. I mean, just with all of the charges, who's gonna pay his bond? Like, he's trying to get these bonds, but like, who is gonna come forth? This
Maybe he
unnamed.
got a rich uncle somewhere.
He ain't got no rich uncle because he would have robbed.
Nah.
He would have robbed him a long time ago.
But Vicky, keep in mind now, somebody was gonna put that bond up at first when he thought he was gonna get out. So
Well, Dre was going. I heard one of the calls. Dre was going to do something for a little something for him, and now
I
this.
can't, yeah, I can't say exactly who it was, but I just know they said he had an anonymous donor.
It's
So,
anonymous, yep.
and so at this point, I wouldn't count anybody. I wouldn't count nothing out with him. He been robbing his crew for a long time.
I
They've been
think
friends for a minute.
now like with a lot of these bonds too, you have to like if it's cash bond and like you have to prove where the funds are coming from too for a lot of these
Oh,
bonds.
do
So
you?
huh?
You do?
Yeah, yeah. Some of these, like, it's one thing like you're putting up property or something like that. They kind of have they have an idea that the house can be taken and so forth. But some jurisdictions they won't let, like, say for example, especially like in states like New York. Say for example, if you get caught up in, like, a drug case or whatever, and another drug dealer's got you on the bond, they want to know, they want to be able to trace the funds. Like that's what happened with I don't know if you remember Bobby Schmurder. No, they want to be able to trace Bobby Schmurder. There were people who wanted to put up his bond, but the judge, they kept like redoing his bond package because they wanted to know, where are these funds coming from? You know, how did you get this money? Like, is this money from ill-gotten gains? Is this a part of the whole illegal thing?
Mm-hmm.
So it may not just be as easy as just putting up this cash, because some people just may be willing to give up the cash if he takes off.
Hey, panel.
Hey, Spitfire.
How y'all ladies doing?
Spitfire? Good. How you doing? You up too, huh?
I'm finna get ready to go to bed. I'm finna jump in the
I'm going to
shower.
bed too. I'm going to bed too. I'm on
I'm
the
finna
bed.
jump in the shower and get ready to go to bed. I was asking, I came up here just to ask a quick question. So, the lady that I had to leave after you said what you said about the 90 days, but did they end up, I'm sorry I missed it, but did they end up lowering his bond?
It's not until the 13th. You'll find out.
Okay, on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what somebody just said? That I think somebody said that. That was you that just said that in the chat.
Well, me, yeah, I put it on the 13th.
Okay, that's what you were talking about. Okay, I just wanted to know because right when you was saying that, I had to get off of here for a minute, but I just wanted to, just catch that. I didn't want to go way back and try to find the timeline. So I just wanted to catch that. But that's ooh. Do you think you're gonna get one though?
He's gonna lower it. She's gonna lower it. Now, how much lower? I don't know.
Yeah, she's not gonna lower it much.
Even if she had lowered a penny, it's still lowered.
Can I ask a question about that, Sylvia?
Hmm?
So you're saying she's going to lower it. So does that mean she's just going to lower what he already have, or will she grant him a bond for the charges that he don't have a bond for yet?
No, she's gonna lower it because she put in that case number. That case number for that one is the $800,000 bond one. She didn't put a case
Okay.
number. Well, I wonder will she asked for the other one, but she didn't put it in the motion, so she probably won't get it.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. Well, I just came up here to see that because I was interested in knowing, but I had to leave, and I was wanted to be nosy or whatever. That was it. That's all. You have a good night's sleep.
You too. Good night. I'm about to
Why
go
you
to
been
bed.
coming on late?
Cause I slept all day today.
Oh, you ain't gotta go to court tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be in court tomorrow. That's why I gotta get off this live now. It's what time is it? It's
It's
2. Oh yeah,
2:15.
guys, we gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta get up and go to the salon myself in the morning. All right, thank y'all. I just wanted to sit up there and be nosy and see what was going in because I had to get off or whatever. All right, thank you, ladies. Y'all go ahead on. Talk to
Good
you
night.
later.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
All the victims are black. Yes, they are, Mel.
That's sad.
The alleged victim, y'all. Allege victim.
Can I say one little thing about that before you go to bed, Sylvia?
Uh-huh.
At first I was just real hard and had my mindset, and then as this time goes and as I listen to these calls and just really kind of get the Easter egg nuggets out of the calls, because I go back and listen again, then I listen to y'all commentary. I'm inclined to believe that you're kind of right about this case. I don't think it's gonna go the way we feel like it's gonna go.
I don't think so either. They're waiting too long.
But
Yeah.
just listening to her interview, y'all, it gives you an answer.
Yeah, that they don't have the staff that they need. They can't. It's like they can't put every important case. They can't give it the precedence that it needs. They
The
can't give.
police.
Yeah, they
And
don't have enough. They don't have enough equipment or staff or they don't have enough nothing.
and then she's gonna be scrutinized around this case too, because y'all, that's a long time for him to be charged without an indictment. She's
So
being scrutinized right now about this.
is she?
I mean, didn't you see the commissioner's the one who's saying stuff about her, and she's upset with the commissioner and what he said, and saying he don't know what he's talking about, blah blah blah. He's
Yeah.
not educated enough when he could come into the courtroom and check this out or the jail.
See, that's a
Let's just be.
professional colleague. You kind of have
But
to.
they've been after her for a while though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they even had a meeting because I told you when I was at the court. I didn't tell you guys, but I was telling the young ladies that I normally talk to. When I was there about 3 weeks ago, there was a whole bunch of like older Caucasian male who was in the room in the grand jury room, and they were talking about bringing some sort of complaint against her.
Hmm.
So and they're gonna do it based on the this court situation. The the prisoners that has died in there, the backlog of the police, and that's probably why the news people did that that story 3 days ago.
A lot of that is sabotage too. This is my conspiracy. This is Victoria's conspiracy brain coming in. If they could be sabotaging her by not giving her the funding that she needs, by
Hmm.
not giving her the staff that she needs. She may put in a request. They have funds to throw. Let's just say they have a funds to throw an annual party for this and that. But they don't have, and they have funds to give this person a raise, but they don't have the funding to give her more staff or more investigators, because
Yeah, yeah.
that could be sabotage. They want her out. I mean, that's just my brain, because sometimes when it's certain people in office, I'm not gonna go the route that I want to say what I want to say. But when it's certain people in a position, they could sabotage you, and it's just orchestrated.
Yep,
So I
yep.
think some of that sounds like sabotage, and I think she's probably why she was emotional during that interview. And we're not afforded the opportunity to be emotional. We have to be stoic, unfortunately. We have to be stoic in front of the camera. You can't be snappy, you can't be emotional like other people are afforded those opportunities, to be able to just speak freely. And I think she probably spoke too much too. um, so I feel sorry for her in a sense, because like she's gonna have, and she's got this Trump thing coming up too, because she's gonna get bit in the butt on either cheek, however it ends up, and so I feel for her. But as far as Mr. Williams goes, I don't think that I think some of the statutes are going to run with this. Some of the victims may end up being non-cooperative. Um, and they just may say, screw it, Some people probably made the money already.
Yep.
They probably got their property back, so.
And some people may not be a real victim either.
That's true too. They may have just come forward because they were bitter. So I just.
Allegedly, in my opinion.
Allegedly. I wish my prayer, my desire is that God the Father, gives justice to where it's due. Whoever needs that, give it to them and give them peace. And as always, ever since I started hearing, I never listened to the Steve Harvey show. I think the only time I listened to the Steve Harvey show is when they did that. When I heard first time I heard these jail phone calls, and then I went to go listen to that Strawberry Letter that where she apologizes to you. That was the first and last time that I listened to the Strawberry Letter. I just hope that Shirley is able to recover from this in some way, and I hope she's able to. Like ever since I started hearing the phone calls, and I heard the expanse of these calls. Work out something with her daughter and her grandkids, because that's all she has right now. It sounds like she is empty right now. Her cup is empty, and whatever she's 70. She doesn't know how much time she has left. Her daughter is 27, 28. The kids are babies. They're 4, 5, 6 maybe. Work out something with her daughter. Just get your relationship back with your daughter and your grandkids, because that's who she's going to end up having. Whether you leave her any money, you give her any money or not, that is all you have, Miss Ma'am. And your mother is no longer here. You got to get over that, because Mama's not here anymore. But work out something with your daughter to where you are leaving something behind emotionally positive with her. That's my prayer.
Say it again. Say it again.
I said that's my prayer for her, is to just work out something with her daughter. Like, don't just leave this earth harboring this. Well, if you had not gone down there and talked to them, they wouldn't have held him for so long. No, ma'am. They had other victims or alleged victims coming forward. Just talk to your child, and if they are working things out, God bless it. Thank you, Lord. But if they're not, I just pray that they can work something out, because that's her legacy.
Yep, you're right.
We also got to remember, though, sometimes people be trying to get be vindictive and just accuse you of things, because like if you're in trouble already, some people like to pile it on, and not tell and not be truthful. So that's one thing we have to keep in mind. And so I feel like, in my opinion, and allegedly, Shirley is waiting to see the outcome, and she has that right to do that, because technically he hasn't been, indicted or anything. So
I agree. She
and
has
that's
the
her
right.
husband. So she got to see, she can't just make a hasty decision. Sometimes you don't want to make the wrong move in her, in her eyesight. And
You could,
he may be
but
a little rough around the edges, and he may have his faults or whatever. But it apparently is something she might want to, consider dealing with.
and I think that's what she's doing. I think that I think she's probably. This is me pondering and me tapping in spiritually. I think she's conversed with an attorney, like a private attorney, and I think that she's like realizing that however long they continue to hold him, they can. The charges he may end up eventually getting released. Now they can probably come back and recharge him later and rearrest him later federally, but he can still get released, and they can build up a defense in the meantime if he is released, and she's probably holding out faith on that.
Well, the good thing about the law is they can't do nothing unless they prove it. So,
Very true. Like I said, at this point, like if she wants, that's her old man. If she wants to,
but I'm just saying though, like say for instance, they don't find him guilty or nothing, and she been left him now. Now where would that leave her? So I'm pretty sure she probably, feel like she made a bad move.
I would be
No.
Blanche Devereaux. I would be Blanche Devereaux at this point. Like,
What'd you say, Sylvia?
No, I didn't say anything. I was getting my drink. Sorry, my water.
Oh,
if
okay.
I remember Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I would, if what Sandra Rose said about her contract is true, if she's getting $1 million a year, you couldn't stop me from just be. I would like, okay, bye, Ernesto, baby.
Yeah. That's us. That's us, but that ain't her demeanor though.
I know, but
She's more laid back than most.
girl,
We got
like.
to take we got to take that into consideration too.
I know, and I'm trying to give her grace. And I've kind of been on an emotional roller coaster with the way I've been feeling about her. But I think the thing that hurts me the most is the glee that he felt in telling her that about the things that he heard about what Sheridan said.
Right.
And the way that she's like, well, that's just wrong. I'm your mother. Well, is she not allowed to speak her mind?
No.
Yeah.
But that was just, pillow talk inside the jailhouse.
But like I don't think, to me it seems like based on what I've seen in just my research, and I just started following this 4 or 5 months ago. It seems like Sheridan did have his back. Sheridan was all gung ho for her mother to be with this man.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
And it seems like Ernesto it seems like he's gleeful with the fact that I don't know who sneezed, but God bless you. It seems like Ernesto is gleeful in the fact that she's more and more like isolated from the people who care about her. And especially just, I think, like I said, just the thing that hurts me is just knowing that there's a fracture in her relationship with her daughter even more so than it was before. So whatever she decides to do with her old man, that's fine. We can't. We've all had these crazy old men, like who just bring us to the
I don't agree
ring.
with her, Victoria. I don't agree with her. I don't agree with her. I just know some people like her, so I'll be trying to give people another different point of view.
Right.
Because there's people like that, and
it just saddens me.
it's unbelievable, but they are like that.
I can't stand. I'm just gonna put it out. I can't stand when a woman picks a man over her child. I hate it.
I know.
I can't stand it. I will stop being your friend. Like, we could be friends for 10, 15 years, and if I see that you're, for no good reason, you're putting your old man before your child, baby, we're done. You can just lose my number. And I'm one of those gullible friends too, who loan you money and you don't have to pay me back. And I'm a goofy friend. I'm 10 toes down with the friendship. But if I see that you're doing something to hurt your kids, I will drop you like a bad habit. So that's all I wish for. But I know, Sylvia, you trying to get to bed, and
so. Right. And I'm not gonna say nothing else either. I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Bring us out on the proof.
But I mean, now wouldn't it be? Isn't it a difference since her child is an adult?
No.
Yeah.
You never stop being a mother. And then she's a late in life mother. So I think that's why she's not so connected to her daughter. Her mother raised her child. So, and she had a baby when she was in her 40s. So that's why she's lived the majority of her life without her kid.
But Shirley is used to paying for everything, and she feels like she can pay for affection also with her daughter.
No.
In my opinion. I know you can't, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's what it looks like to me on the outside looking in.
That's abuse. That's financial abuse then. That's That's financial abuse. You can't drag me and like tell me that you must see your grandkids or I must be around you or you know you what she was saying in those jail calls. Well, then I just basically she was insinuating that she just can't be around her if Nesto can't be around her.
He can't. She got a restraining order on him.
That don't got nothing to do with her.
That's her husband.
He don't just because he drives you everywhere.
That's her man, her man, her man, her man.
Her man, her man, her man.
Right.
Girl, I couldn't be her friend. I know she was talking about Panay, but if I was Panay, I would have cut your behind off before you cut me off.
Now everybody jealous now. Not just Panay, everybody jealous.
Everybody does.
Including the
Everyone
baby.
be together.
Sylvia, including the baby. Everybody jealous of Shirley. Let her tell the story.
Where did Nesto get that liquid V from? I
The
have a
doctor?
friend who's asking. No, please. No, I mean, yeah, you know what? He's not a bad looking guy.
But everybody like Nesto though. Everybody think he cool and they think he everything.
He's not a he when he was especially when he was younger wasn't a bad looking guy. He's got nice pretty chocolate skin.
Oh Lord.
When he cleans up he looks very nice.
Nesto's not my type, so I can't do Nesto.
I don't like I like blue collar. I really like blue collar. So he's not that dress up type is not for me. But but I do like the gray and the beard. That's it's always I always like that. But he's not a bad looking guy until he starts talking. And then it's like, ugh. All right, sir, have a good day. But he can slow down. I've heard him talk in his documentary where he talks slower and he actually talks, but he just what he does is he does pimp talk.
I said that before. Nesto got a lot of personalities. He can talk good. He can talk bad. He can talk. It's like he have a different language that everybody he deal with.
He does. You see
Different time.
how quickly he'll hang up with Shirley and then have Dion call or have Lamont call Sonia. What you got on? What you how your day been? Oh,
Well, see, that's called branding. That's called branding and marketing.
Ugh.
You have to get on everybody's level in his eyesight.
That's I said this in love by Real Talk Bougie. He's never known an honest day's work, and I don't think he's ever had like an honest relationship with anybody. I don't think he'll ever know. He might love people, and he might have some care, but it doesn't seem like people like that don't ever have a genuine connection to people, and I feel sorry for them in that sense that they never just have that direct connection because there's always an angle that you're going for. There's always something that you scoping them out, you gathering information so you can make your next move, and it's sad, and I don't know how you can live an existence like that of just always analyzing people to see.
Well, I think the people is a vehicle to where he's trying to go.
What was the end goal? Where is he trying to go?
He want money. He all about making money. He tell you in the clause. It's all about the money. It's all about
What you need money for? Everybody needs money for a reason. What you need money for?
Sonya told him, he got a high taste. He like high class things.
For what though? That's my point. Like when you tell me he likes it, what you want all these high class things for? What you need it for?
I can't explain it, but that's what he wants.
That is, I don't know. I feel again like I think more so my heart hurts. I think the more I listen to this, my heart hurts. Like I know we shouldn't feel empathized with an alleged criminal, alleged long-term con man.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel empathy in the sense that he'll just never know that like that kind of true love of like the genuine.
I would like to know his story.
Yeah.
Now that's what I want to know. How did he grow up?
Truth.
Yeah. Who gonna tell us?
I would love to know like what made you start off in the 70s? Because he was born in the 60s, right? So
Yeah.
So he started off his con career, some of his first charges are in the late 70s, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what made you start it off? And what made you not stop once you went to jail? Like, yeah, I want to know that. Like,
Well, that man said on TV, once you get, I mean, Fanny did, she said, once you get away with a crime one time, you think you can do it again.
Mm.
but once you go to jail or prison, like once or twice, it was like, I don't want to be here. I won't be here. And Sylvia, when you discussed yours, and you said they were so nice to you and they let you use their cell phone, I'm like, well, damn, I didn't get that.
So what happened with yours?
It was a DUI.
Oh, DUI.
Yeah. So
Oh, child.
I know.
Oh.
I was my father, my biological father. Let me put it that my biological father abused me for a long, like sexually abused me for a long time. So it caused me to caused me to drink, quite a bit. And my grandmother had just passed away, and that was like my second. That was my second mother. Yeah. So she's basically my second mother, and I just kind of went to a pit of despair, and I really didn't care, and I deserved to go to jail. You
How
know, they
long you have
were.
to stay in there?
Uh, my conditions were. I had to do 30 days.
For
I
Oh
real?
know.
my God. Oh
Yes,
Lord. Thank you, Jesus. That didn't have to take that long, Father. Thank you.
Oh,
that was.
Lord Jesus.
But that was. And that was my. That's what I waited until I was 33 to actually ever get in trouble. But that was like I said, my grandmother had just passed,
Mm-hmm.
and I was already dealing with stuff that
Yeah.
I wasn't taking care of properly because
Yeah.
my father abused me from 3 to 13, so pretty much
Mm-hmm.
all my childhood. So I wasn't dealing with it properly. I chose to drink instead of getting therapy or going to group counseling. So it was a
Well,
lot.
that's the way I look at. I'm sorry that that happened to you, by the way, but that's the way I look at Nesto. He's been on his cycle and he's been spiraling, for a long time, according to his records.
Yeah, he
And
has been.
so he's been a career criminal, and that's just what he do. And so it's nothing that we can understand or explain, or apparently he got a lot of. He's very charismatic because he's getting all these women, and they giving their money freely. Nesto did not make them
No,
give them their money.
well
They gave him money, cars, they body, they gave him everything, and he just asked for it. And
I
you just don't know the power of words on with some people.
some people have never been spoken to in the way that he speaks to you because
Right.
he comes at you can hear it on the phone calls. He comes at you real fast and he just keeps flipping the subject from this to this to this to this to this to this, and it's confusing and it's kind of like send your mind into like a spiral, and it can be mentally exhaustive.
Well, you heard that song with 50 Cent, right? I don't
Which
know what you heard
oh
about me
pimp,
from that's
yeah.
that's Nesto.
Yeah, it's exhausting when you listen to us because I sometimes I have to pause the videos like, whew, this is too much because
Right.
listening to between he and Sonya, and I think his game is working a little bit on Sonya, and then listening to him and Shirley because with that goofy giggle that
Well, I think his game is working on everybody because he been with Sonya, he said 2 years on those calls, so they've been together for a minute, so his game is really working.
and she was still hanging in there in January, February.
Right.
Girl,
Everybody, I told you he ain't been indicted. You got to understand from their side, from their point of view, they arrested their man. He ain't really did nothing. This is a
Mom,
story he telling. He ain't really did nothing. No people lying on him, and they ain't indicted him, so he don't look like he ain't telling the truth too much. And
see,
if you ain't going to the court and you ain't finding out nothing, you ain't got no chance but to believe him.
nah,
No
see,
choice.
I be online every day, like, and that's what puzzles me about Shirley is like, why you not? When did you just give yourself? What made her give herself away? Just, I understand that's your husband, but what made you give yourself away just 100% to where you believe every word that comes out of his mouth? The only time I heard her like just like snap at him was when he was giving her a 9-digit phone number.
Yeah. It's a
That's the
lot of
only time.
relationships like that though.
Girl, please. I would be online. I would be online Googling, like, and when he calls me, it's like, hey, this says you got possession of this, or theft or taken. Now, when I Google theft or taken, it means this. You got some explaining to do. So tell me what they're telling you.
And maybe she gonna ask him when he get out.
I mean, he doesn't. I'm sure that the investigators talked to him when they arrested him. So all I would say is like, tell me what they're telling you. Because he admits to certain. If you listen to him, he admits to certain things. And it's like, oh, she don't know nothing about that. She don't know nothing about that. Like, about what?
Yeah. She don't know nothing about nothing. She ain't asking no questions. She ain't trying to know. Cause some people be like, whatever he do is what he do, and all I know is I'm riding these nice fancy cars. I got this, I got that, and that's all they care about.
No, see, I'd have to see tax returns. Something would, I'd have to review paperwork, and I just think, to me, it sounds like there's more people involved. They're waiting to get all these people, like they're gonna get evidence. I think that this case might be too much for, like you said, for Miss Fanny to handle, and they gonna let the feds take this over. That's allegedly. That's what I think that they're gonna do, because they have the funding to uncover all of this and to bring all those people in.
This is my last statement. I'm gonna get off so I can go to bed. I'm actually getting sleepy. I can't believe
Me
it.
too.
But
I got me
at the end of the day, in my opinion, and allegedly, I don't think nothing's gonna happen unless the feds pick it up. And if they don't get the feds to pick it up, Ernesto going to the crib to his woman and his family.
Which woman? No.
All of them.
Amen.
Whoever's still on board.
Well, tomorrow I'll do a poll on that, but tonight I'm going to bed.
All right, y'all. Well, good night.
All right, Miss Sylvia. Good night. It was a
Hold on.
great.
We got to have prayers.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You do it, Vicky.
Oh goodness, it's been a while since I did a community prayer. Okay.
Come on now. You could do it. You can do it, Vicky.
Come on, girl. You can get us through.
Thank you, Lord, for bringing us collectively together to discuss this conversation, to have this conversation. Whatever may happen with the people that we're discussing, we just ask that you give them clarity, give them some mental substance and guidance to help them deal with it in the proper way. I ask that the ladies on the phone call and in the chat and the viewers all be blessed and all have clarity, and don't let them take a mental health break if need be. Don't let these sensitive topics hurt them in any sort of sense, and if it does, just give them the knowledge and the guidance to take a step away. I ask that everyone on here have love, peace, and prosperity, and in Jesus' name, I thank you.
Amen.
Amen. You did great, Vicky.
Amen. Okay, guys, we're going to bed now.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you,
Good show.
everybody. Thank you for a wonderful night. My chat. You guys were good. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Our church music. Bye.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.